neglects to look underwood. And that's going to be Vinny and Juni with the final kills. Clean pistol in from Furia. Beautiful stuff coming out from the Brazilians. For Faze Clan, it's going to do the Deagles out. And they did win the Deagle round in the first half. So Furia can definitely lose these kind of rounds. Or the more positive spin on it. Faze can certainly win these kind of rounds, Alex.
Definitely. It was a kind of a nice idea from Faze. If you push it to ramp like that, those flashes obviously can't affect you going over the top into the A site, but with the USP, it's just so hard to get those multiple kills close range and spam away when you're up against the Glock that has just that high fire rate, or the P250 even, which got one of the kills against them. Here comes Carrigan trying to use this smoke to his advantage. He spotted Vinny, but he hasn't got the chance to pull the trigger. Oh no. Yeah, now they hear him. That's a shame.
Yeah, at least gets his kill here, Vinny. He'll be happy with the MP7 frags. Ooh, hold up, Meister. Hasn't really found many kills, but the kills he has been finding are pretty important. Fortunately, this one unlikely to have much impact on the rest of the round. Vinny holding under window, runs nearly out of ammo. Right up in window, dropping back now with Twist. They realize that the play isn't a beat. Let's just focus our forces here, and Art hits the headshot. Now it's just Twist on the Deagle. He'll try his best, and Art even gets him as well. 3K from Art continues his good performance. 19 and 11, 108 ADR. And they're only in the lead by one round here, Furia, but that should change as we come into this round. Once again, just keeping that MP7 in the hands of Vinny. And over for Faze Clan, it's Deagles again, but no Kevlar around it, no utility. I believe this is called the Russian Deagle. I think the boomers say that. So I've been told by the likes of Black. So, who knows, Alex? He's been reading off the ancient scrolls of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I trust him. Blair's a very trustworthy man.
Yeah, I trust Blair of my life. Maybe.
Maybe.
Actually, I take that statement back pretty quickly, actually. I know what Blair's like. I don't think he would intentionally wreck me, but, you know, he's a wild man.
Nice kills from Vinny. Good old MP7. Don't see it too often nowadays, but nice to see it every now and then. Always a good old friend to get back onto the server. There goes Twist. I feel like he's generally going to get at least one kill in these rounds, but wow, that's the MP7 of Vinny, just wiping him out. 10-8 lead for Furia. Here comes the buy for Faze. No auto snipers yet in this game, for what it's worth. But I guess that's because Faze are down right now.
Yeah, auto snipers. I'm kind of sad we missed it, Alex. You know, I enjoy watching auto sniper play. I'm a little surprised. It's not, I think the auto sniper is pretty good in some situations, but it just costs so much money it's never that viable. And when you get it into the hands of your opponents, it's just not a good time. Art.
If you buy it on CT, I don't think you care if the T's steal it from you.
No.
I wouldn't be that bothered.
Well, the other side of things is the T side auto sniper is terrible, but we'll get back into this round. It's a double play through the ramp from Faze Clan. They're a T spawn right now, so this B play is coming. Can they hold on to it is the question. Carrigan doing a good job at delaying, and that does give extra time for the flank to start to come in. Rin and Twist are in behind the Furia players who still haven't been able to get onto the site due to the strong defense. And Carrigan, he might not even need help. I thought he was surely dead there. Finally, he's taken out of play. Honda gets rid of him. So much happening here, but finally Furia get onto the site, but they're not ready for this quick flank. Rin start the push to ramping now out of the apartments. Will they expect Twist to be up here? The answer is certainly no. And he gets a headshot. Now it's down to the ever-elusive Art versus Twists. There is time for Art to play with, but that bomb is down in the middle of the site. And Twist has to choose his position wisely. And, you know, when you're up against Art, you never really know where he is. But the unfortunate part of this round for Art is he's down on 12 HP.
Twist kind of knows that the bomb is locked in to the B site, so if he just holds this side, with such little time left, he can just wait for that bomb plant, or wait for Art to come and try and fight him. And with 15 seconds, the bomb plant seems like the more likely attempt from Art here. He's running out of time.
Boy, taps, and Twist knows now he's got him locked in the site. As soon as he commits to that again, he's surely dead, but he's looking for the fight. He's expecting. I love that from Art. He's actually just holding, expecting the fight to come in from Twists, and it never came in, unfortunately. Twist plays that one very, very well. I like that from Art. It's a different approach to a lot of players will just commit to the plan, but when in doing that, you're pretty much confirming the loss of the round anyway, so Art just plays for elimination, and Twist did not give himself up.
That was a bit unfortunate for Art because he was trying to just cut off those rotations from A as the B play came in, but the rotates never came because FaZe pushed in through ramp so early into the round. So there were no standard rotations through mid or through CT, which made it much more awkward for Art. It's a bit of a shame there, but FaZe will take it, and Honda will take that kill all day. Here comes the ramp aggression again, and Yuri has been caught with a flash in his hands and no chance at winning the fight. What a shot from Honda though! Hits him with the one tap, and now Furia are looking great in this one.
FaZe are completely crippled in the round. Nothing they can really hope to do here. Art was looking down into middle. He missed the timing there, but Vinny hears it. He hears the players coming up the stairway at the underpass. Carrigan hits the deck, and now it's Rain's turn. He's got the bomb. He's dropped down the stairs as well. It's in cover for Rain. He doesn't even have to really stick around and take fights, but he is trying to get the timing to get the right piece of info at the right time. And he might just get a series of 1v1s, but he's got to peek into the AWP, and he's so ready for it. Art down, and Rain is looking for every single kill. Now hold on to the bomb, but he's still worried about the T-spawn play. He looks back at the right time, but it's not even enough to take out Casterado. 11-9 for Furia.
Nice try from Rain, but he was left in a hard spot there. Let's have a look at these Honda kills again. Oh, little burst to the head of Brokey, who was on the AWP on the CT side. And then even though Rain manages to sneak through and get into a position where he can find some decent fights, it's not enough in the grand scheme of things. FaZe back down to Deagles again. Haven't been too successful for them so far on this CT side. It's been boosted up. And the majority of the Furia players are focused on this A site right now, so that gives FaZe their best possible chance with plenty of players ready and waiting on the A site.
This angle is very good for Rin as well, especially if you're jiggling like this. You get the right timing, you can get yourself a very quick headshot, and Rin is going to do exactly that. Casterado down. Those two players in FaZe Clan under the wood, and Furia haven't really been able to take any significant part of the A side, so it might be the connector play we're looking at as the important stance for Furia, but Yuri has decided to take matters into his own hands. Good kill out. That Molotov up in Palace is going to stop the play from Furia coming in together, and that gives time for Twist to look back into connector. Vinny goes down quickly, and Furia are starting to crumble once again to the Deagles. Finally, Art getting something back into it, but it's not done yet. Furia still have to deal with Carrigan, and he lands his shot. Just young Honda. Can he win this round for his team? AK in the hands of Twists. Just a Deagle for Carrigan. But Honda's got to figure out where they are, and they're doubled up. They're playing together. Carrigan pulls the crosshair away, and Twist uses that opportunity to get the kill.
Now, obviously, a bit of fortune at the start of the round for FaZe to stack the right site, but eventually that's going to happen for you. Eventually, you're going to get the right read in one of the everything right now, Dinko. He's feeling it. He's called for Honda. Poor Honda has had to drop the AK for him, so he's down to $200. This almost reminds me of a kid getting bullied at school, to be honest. Art's just stolen Honda's lunch money and bought an AK with it.
Poor Honda. Never like to see anybody bullied. Bully hunters, get him on the phone. That was years ago, right? That's just... time flies, Alex, actually. That's pretty wild. I remember playing some DM on Cobblestone while I was listening to that. I realized, holy crap, Cobblestone has been out of the pool for a while. But Furia, in this one, it's an AK for Art. And often the hero, but not in this round. Olafmeister just perfectly plucks him out of the sky. And now Brokey, his turn to shoot some clay pigeons in towards middle. Vinny's picked up the AK this time, and there goes Honda getting bullied this time by Olofmeister. Olofmeister is finding a few kills. It'll take him some time to sort of find his way back into competitive Counter-Strike again. I think this is a perfect tournament for Olofmeister to do that, right? He's coming into the team, been out of play for a little while. You're in a charity tournament. It's a great time. You're playing some of the best teams in the world, and not for a good cause. Also a great time to just get focused and ready to go for the upcoming tournaments, because Faze Clan definitely needs some results in the future.
Finding out if they can pick up this result now, because it's 11-11 and it's looking better and better by the round for them. Art's had to go without a helmet in this one, but at least Honda's got the AK. It's Vinny who takes the MAC-10, and they've got a fast B play at the ready. Vinny going to be that first man in with the MAC-10. In comes Olof though, AWPing on short, able to land the initial shot, and that molly is going to slow things down significantly.
Great utility to delay. And Furia, if you're in this situation, you're never that comfortable. Again, try and jump, just trying to get over the top of the shot to the AWP, and it's going in as well. No kills though, just yet for Faze Clan. As soon as I say that, Brokey draws blood, and the bomb starts to get planted here for Furia. They're taking so much damage, they're walking wounded right now. Yuri and Kesterado, the last two, and they don't care, they fight back. When their back's against the walls, it's up against Rain. 1v1, Kesterado on a Galil of all things, and the position is just too strong of Rain. He gets the perfect angle to fight out Kesterado. He's onto the defuse, upgrading a weapon before he does so. Get back onto that Rain. There we go, it's found the AWP. And the round will be Faze, and they will head into the lead, 12-11. Great game of Counter-Strike so far here on Mirage.
Nice fast rotate from Faze, but even though they had every player effectively on that B side of the map, it still came close. There's the entry kill from Art, but you see how fast that molly lands. I think it may have been Brokey who rotated over through that incendiary, and it just slows Furia down so significantly. Puts Faze in a much better position, where they know that Furia are probably committed to B, but they can't go for it properly. And Art has again been able to get an AK. This time spending his own hard-earned cash on that one rifle, while all his teammates go with the pistols.
Because of how... Olofmeister, okay. That's the round, that's the play that you want to see. Honda again just getting wrecked, unfortunately, by Olofmeister. But because of Furia's economic decisions and how they approach the economy game, feels like they're always on these scrappy buys. They barely ever get good buys out for themselves. Art gets spotted by Carrigan. He was distracted by the site play, and Art just gets aggressive, jumps to the window, and that's perfectly set up Carrigan for that kill. So 2-man advantage now in play for Faze Clan. Just over a minute left, and Furia start to send their way into top middle. Rain will be up on top of the wooded position, and Vinny is further back in Palace. They haven't been able to find a single positive in the round here for Furia so far.
Still searching for some positive. They move towards Connector, but Olof, he's been AWPing these last couple of rounds. It's been working out for him. Double kill in this one. Carrigan comes in for the flank. 13-11 in favor of Faze. Furia finally getting another buy on the board. Obviously having to take a weaker weapon, just bought that UMP, but that's that first shot from Olof. Probably the nicest shot of the round, dropping down in towards underpass. If you miss that one, you know you are dead, because you missed the shot and you're sitting duck at that point. So, bit of pressure on that shot from Olof. He hits the mark that time, and now we'll see what Furia decide to do with this buy. We've already got some fast play towards mid.
Vinny running down middle. Olofmeister's about to peek. Oh, he spotted the lights of Vinny. Another good kill from Olofmeister. He may have had a quiet start to the game, but in the last couple of rounds, he's been loud and proud. And Honda coming out from Tetris, able to hit the headshot onto Rain, and that is going to open things up for the attack. But Twist spotting both players. Yuri and Honda both go down quickly. And now it's Kesterado and Art with everything to do in the round. And Art just has a UMP. Twist is not done either. He's aggressive, and look at this position. There's no way you expect a player up there. And Kesserado runs to Palace, and before he even gets there, loses his head. 14 rounds for FaZe Clan, and that is Twist all over. Look at his performance. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch Twist play in this group so far, Hawker. We've seen him yesterday, just bashing out teams, and even in the maps that were losing, relatively convincingly, Twist was still up there, getting the big numbers.
Actually a pretty smart push into A ramp too, because I think a lot of players would just say, oh, I've got 2 kills, I'm just going to sit back now and we should win the round. But you saw Honda was clearly running away because they weren't going A, so he can just push in and take that control, gets another kill for himself. Twist never happy just with getting a couple of kills. He always wants to make sure he wins his team the round, and well, that's a freebie for him. Art trying to get frisky on the edge of the connector smoke.
Oh,
Twist wasn't having any of it.
Yeah, Twist maybe getting a little bit overconfident in that play through the connector smoke as well. Gets caught out quite quickly. His initial kill is now back in the hands of Furia and a 4v4. And Carrigan luckily realizes, okay, we may be in this 4v4 situation, but what advantage can I get us? And he goes for the aggressive play through the B apartments, and he gets all the information now. Going through under as well, he might just find Yuri. Comes down to the timing, information passed down on now to Carrigan. Ray could not stay alive, but Carrigan's going to get the trade out. Kesserado has cracked open Olofmeister. He's trying to get over here to the A site in time, but he hasn't been able to stop the cross. The plant starts to come in, and now Furia, they got them an advantage, but not for long. Carrigan, a huge round from him, and now it's just down to Kesserado. He needs the 3K up against the youngster of Brokey. He knows his position up on top of the stairs, but Brokey switched out to the AK as he goes back up the stairway. It's Kesserado that goes down, and Brokey recollects the AWP. A little bit of BM as well. That's certainly firing the Brazilians up in the chat, I'm sure. And another one. He's going back for more hugs. Brokey really feeling it right now.
I think he'll just go ahead and defeat.
You know what would be the best, okay? If he did that and lost round. Just ran out of time. That would be the best.
He's fine. He's got it. And FaZe look like they've got this first map. If they can keep this up, 15-11 lead. Twist getting a bit overeager, but doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. They do win the round, however close it came. Carrigan getting a nice timing on his aggression through B so that he could arrive towards A. Couple of important kills from him. And we're still getting to see that Olofmeister AWP, which is nice. Over on B, you can definitely take that secondary AWP. See a lot of teams do it. Here comes R. Is he going to go aggressive? Olof's waiting. Good timing on that flashbang. Allows him to get up close and personal. And here goes R. Flying in for the first kill. And now Olof's going to be under pressure. He knows there's a player close by, but Olof hits that initial kill. And the rest of Furia are a little slow on the follow-up.
Kesserado, 17 HP, Honda. He is the player you look to, but he's taken out of play quickly. Olofmeister's had a fantastic second half performance. And now just Kesserado left alone. Bullets spamming to the wall. Damage not being inflicted. It's just a slow end to this, but it's very likely done, and the spam might just come in. I don't know how Twist hasn't got away with that. He's so close. I think you barely ever see kills through that, but that looked like it was a sure thing. And finally, the spam kill through the smoke from Olofmeister to close out the game. 16-11 coming in from FaZe Clan on Mirage. That's why they've picked it. And luckily for us, it's not to break down. It's over to Maui for Flaren to break down Mirage.
Thank you, Dinko. Map 1 goes the way of FaZe. After a tight, close half, it actually swings the direction of FaZe, and they're looking a little sharper now. Flaren, they actually put things together there in that second half. Other than the first 5 rounds, I mean, Furia couldn't find anything against what became an impenetrable FaZe defense.
Yeah, I mean, this is something we touched about right heading into pregame, right? FaZe, notorious on this map, even going way back all the way from even Kingwin. And one of the things I just love FaZe Clan on their CT side is just how flexible they are, which obviously Twist does a really good job in connector. But it's the aggressive A ramp pushes and the defaults that they kind of have, and they kind of just pick a side, right? Where they say, okay, we're going to be fighting for A ramp control this time. We're going to leave A mid open. We're going to allow Furia to go there. And if they come through connector, we're just going to take over over, essentially T map control space, and essentially would end up with the Faze on seed side being essentially T side, and we see the same kind of strengths, even with all the iterations of Faze. They kind of still kept the same playstyle. And as for Furia, we do see the usual shenanigans from Art, a lot of running and gunning, as we kind of tend to know and see. Honda is kind of surprised for me. Obviously, we talk about the secondary AWP with Junior having to leave. We do see him pick that up here on the seed side on Mirage especially, but I think these guys need a little bit more time. I mean, at the end of the day, Faze, as we mentioned in the pregame, they definitely pack a punch, and sure, while they are a little bit inconsistent, it's like maps like Mirage where they can really just play with their individual performance. That's when they really shine.
I've got to ask, actually, I've got a question for you, because you probably have a little bit more historical reference for this one. Olaf Meister busting out the secondary op for Faze in that one. I think Twist was busting it out most of the time in the
to the current standing of how CS is, like there's some really good riflers nowadays, and when you do talk about picking up the AWP, especially secondary, you're kind of looking at kind of getting a Cajun B kind of feel, right? You hold an angle, you get a pick, and you fall back. You're not looking for all of Meister be getting these 3-4 kills, aggressive AWP kills, right? You're looking for him to just be consistent, hold a spot, get a kill, fall back, and just work the picks. And I could definitely see all of Meister being good at that. He's a very smart player, right? Go back to the roots as well. And I think it really helps him as well, coming back into the pro space a little bit, not having to, have to be up against the likes of Archstrike with the M4s and having to run a gun. That's when you kind of leave that to the likes of Twists, right? That's just definitely showing up.
Yeah, and I was counting actually. I think he had at least 8 op kills. So a good defense put up by Olaf Meister. Did actually use that secondary op pretty well. We look at the scoreboard there and we see Twist on top for Faze and Art actually performing incredibly well. And usually when you see Furia having Art with those kinds of performances, he usually is able to pave the way. But we are going to go and turn it back to Twist, who did have a phenomenal performance. You mentioned it. The fact that he was able to lock down Connector on the CT side was one of the main difference makers in this game. And I think that that's kind of been the story of Faze lately. Since Twist has joined this roster, he has been pretty much the standout player. And what did you like about his performance on map number 1?
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting when we talk about Twist, right? Because we have to remember this is a player that comes from Liquid, and when you talk about Liquid, something that I learned recently, speaking to Fallen at the North American RMR, is, we always thought that Liquid was this powerhouse, individual performance, run and gun, very chaotic, and, they win games because of the individual play. But then talking to the reason why Fall is no longer in game leader was because of the structure they said. They have a lot of structure in Liquid, and I think that's why when we have Twist joining the likes of Faze, right, even before Kerrigan joins, I think that's the missing piece. Faze tends to be notorious run and gun teams, and that doesn't suit Twist, right? So I think when Kerrigan comes in, I love to see this from Twist, that he is staying active. This is a guy that star play performance in Liquid was a little bit quiet when he joined Faze in that stint, I feel like, but definitely getting back into his usual form, I feel like, and really making his name for himself here in Faze also.
Yeah, so Twist with a great map 1 performance. The question is, will he and Faze be able to repeat that? We'll find out on Nuke, which is Furia's map pick. But first comes a break.
With COVID-19, no one is safe until everyone is safe. Why do we say this? Our world is more interconnected than ever. Our economies and societies rely on international trade and travel. Just as this brought wealth and opportunity, it has made it easier for viruses to spread rapidly. Today, COVID-19 cases have been reported in almost every country in the world. This makes it vitally important that when safe, effective vaccines for COVID-19 become available, they become available for everyone at the same time. COVAX is a partnership aimed at making this happen. Launched by Gavi, CEPI, and WHO, COVAX offers countries access to the largest portfolio of potential vaccine candidates. By participating in COVAX, countries are not only reducing their risk, but they are contributing to a global solution by helping fund vaccines for countries that cannot afford to do so. By making their population safe, governments can help to make everyone safe. One world, protected.
Emergencies always cause shortages because you have this immediate spike in demand, and the supply chain, the distribution, the roads, the warehousing, the trucks, and the information that drives it all gets broken. In a way, every emergency is a logistics and distribution problem. You have to reallocate resources rapidly, and you're doing it with very poor information because it's unfolding. Direct Relief's been around 72 years. I don't think anyone's seen where you have a simultaneous emergency everywhere. So the demand spike for medical material, PPE and ventilators and masks and gloves and gowns and goggles expands overnight. Direct Relief, we've said the best thing we can do is put these philanthropic resources towards those frontline health workers that rely heavily on the support of groups like ours, while also backstopping the hospitals because they're in a crisis of kind of historic proportions. We do work in 100 countries a year. We work in all 50 states on an ongoing basis. You want to save everyone you can and prevent as many people from falling sick and needing severe help. So that's how Direct Relief has approached it. This is one that is an equal opportunity threat to everybody. So we're trying to do our best in a fair, equitable, thoughtful way, doing whatever we can to get help to people where they need it, when they need it, as fast and efficiently as it can be done.
And it looks like we're back. Is Sadicus in the building is the question I have to ask. It does not look like that's the case just yet, so I think Matt will be joining us for the next segment, but we're still here. I'm Maui Snake, joined by Fifth Lauren, and we're headed to Nuke between Furia and Faze. This is map number 2. If you guys missed map number 1, it was a nail-biter till the end where Faze started putting up a great defense. But they've got to do the same. Given that it's Furia's map pick, Faze should be starting on the CT side once again, and that begets the question of who is going to be stepping up for Faze, because it's been a bit of a musical chairs for someone to join Twist. So, Fifth, who are you looking at on the side of Faze?
I think for Faze, I mean, we just saw these guys play Nuke versus Dignitas previously. One of the guys that we talked about then was obviously Brokey. I think he had a fantastic performance there as well. You threw me under the bus there a little bit, Mo. I actually want to talk about Furia on Nuke a little bit because
go for it.
Yeah, because obviously when I touched about it a little bit previously, we covered these guys during the North American RMR, and this tends to be, Furia's playground a little bit when we talk about the maps that they're really good on. We talk about Nukes, we talk about Vertigo, but both of these two maps have been pretty bad for Furia as of late. When we talk about playstyle, we talk about what these guys like to do. It comes with, Furia's T side on this map, right? Of having a lot of focus in lobby, a lot of focus in these vent dives. That's when Art comes in, being very active on this map. map, causing a lot of havoc for the rest of his teammates, essentially, to create a lot of map space. And I think when you're a team like Faze now, then swapping it over, you know, a lot of the things that tends to work against a team like Furia, right, is these defensive setups. Let's not, you know, run and gun. Let's not then try and go for these fancy lobby pushes and whatnot. You know, it's not really needed, right? What you have to figure out is how do we lock the A bomb site as much as we can, and how do we get to a point where we're actively have 3 or 4 members fighting for that A bomb site control, just solely because we know that Furia just likes to be pushing in there and putting a lot of focus by that Squeaky and Hut.
Yeah, that's going to be the toughest part for Faze. I mean, they've now beaten Dignitas and Big at this event on Nuke, but I don't think anybody of those two teams it plays as erratically as Furia and Art do. So it's going to be really cool to see if they can kind of catch up, because I think they're going to be constantly just on their toes. They're going to have to read the rotations really well, and I think that's something that what we notice in Kerrigan's comm videos, which he releases on his own YouTube channel, is that sometimes the comms from Faze can be kind of flat. Like they're not always on the same page all the time. That in hectic situations sometimes it gets a little bit silent. But Furia is a team that, I mean, you remarked on it, they will constantly just pressure you at different parts of the map. So it's going to be up to different individuals in order to put the pieces together, and that's going to be something that I think Furia should have the edge in. When they create the madness, it's always every other team that's on the back foot. And Mirage, I mean, it kind of worked out for Faze. They were able to keep up, but Nuke's an entirely different beast. So I think going into this map, another question I may have is that when we look at Furia, like, can they reel it back in? Can they slow down though? And so maybe you may be more of an expert because you just did the latest RMR. Can they slow it down when Faze does get that opener against them?
I think yes, they can. And I think one of the things, I'm not sure if you touched upon that yesterday when we had Furia enter, right? But I think one of the things we saw during North American RMR, and when we talk about Junior, especially, you know, having the team kind of call in English, was that we saw these hit squads, right, for Furia, the 4 members, and then you kind of left Junior by his lonesome on the other side of the map. You don't kind of tend to have these problems anymore, right? And it kind of, when we talk to these guys, they kind of did that, right, because of comms. You allow them, the Portuguese guys, to be working the site, and then for Junior, right, just to be actively calling on his side of the map what's going on. But now when you do have, but you're back to 5 Portuguese players on a map on Nuke that's very chaotic, I do think that it actually does help them when it comes to, you know, slowing down the pace, even if they're behind, you know, being able to just, you know, take a pause and talk about it and actually get to a point where things are actually seemed like it's working. Because the biggest problem that Furia on the North American RMR was just that they were a little bit inconsistent, right? You can tell that the comms were not there. A lot of the times they got shot on the side and in the back, and sure, that's common for Furia sometimes, but not to that extent. And I think we're definitely going to be seeing a very Furia here with Honda.
Yeah, we actually talked to Vinny in one of the interviews yesterday, and he did talk about and remarked upon the fact that speaking in Portuguese now as opposed to English, like you mentioned, is something that has made the mid rounds a lot easier for them. So that's an excellent point to bring up. Honda, he's been a little bit of a sacrificial lamb at times for Furia, but two lambs that we've got coming up here, 2 little sheep, are Haka and Dinko. So let's go to them. As can we get a ba?
Ba. I gotta commit to it. Not the best goal.
I'll take it as a good sport.
Yeah, well, you know, I gotta go.
You're beautiful like sheep.
Yeah, the sheep are beautiful and they're useful, right? You gotta get a good bit of wool off them. But Holga, that's the first time I've been referred to as a sheep. But I'm looking forward to getting into this one. How are you feeling? You feeling sheepish?
I'm quarter Welsh, Dinko, so that way I always had that reference, you know.
So you're quarter sheep. That's good to know.
Exactly.
You really are.
Quarter sheep. You just can't see it. Do sheep have tails? Probably. I have a tail. That's it.
I don't really study sheep that much, to be honest.
I think they must have something.
I probably do have something like a little short, stumpy tail.
Yeah, I think a little stumpy little tail. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. But they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool animals. But you know what's also a pretty cool animal? The panther, right? I believe that's what Furia's logo is. So I'm looking forward to getting into this one. That's the best segue I could find. But we're hopping into the pistol. Nuke gets started with a push into the ramp area. And Olofmeister, well, he's been tested here time and time again over this tournament. We'll see if he can hold on this time with the Brazilians charging after him.
Ooh, apparently not. Wow, Quesarado, 2 kills onto the B bomb site, and that puts Furia in a very good position to win this round. Honda flicking down to the face of rain, and Furia are starting as they mean to go on here. They've already got 3 early kills. Twist will be able to catch Quesarado off guard, but there's a lot more left to do for Faze.
Okay, Carrigan. Oh, okay. Yuri's quicker on the trigger. Twist missing shots as well, and that's a pistol that Furia can be very happy about. And yesterday, I will say, a couple of the Faze games that we've seen on Nuke, I feel like ramp was definitely a liability for them. Olofmeister, obviously, veteran of the game, one of the best players to ever touch the game, but definitely, you know, coming out of a break, it's not going to be where a player is playing at their prime, and I think the ramp room was something a lot of teams were focusing around, putting pressure on Olof, and I think that is definitely a weakness. I would love to see a Faze clan have figured that out. And it did seem like they had Brokey over there to help him out very early in the pistol. I'll be interested to see if that continues.
Another good kill from Quesarado. Let's point out this door position as being one where you can take those early fights. Definitely will be keeping an eye on Faze, though, as you pointed out. I think Nuke will be a pretty important map for them. I think they've got to make sure they can play competently on it. Honestly, for any team now, Nuke is just a staple of almost every team's map pool to some extent, so I think you've got to show a good level of competency on it. Olof has snuck past. They may not expect him to be here. Art's currently looking at heaven. The flick down is fast, but Olof seeing if he can sneak in and out of the window, trying to find a fight, and he's got the headshot. Really well played by Olof, but his teammates are falling around him. Now he's finding another different angle, but Art's ready for it.
Yeah, Art is ready for it indeed. Nice headshot. 2-0 up here for Furia. Tech issue, I believe, here, so we're going to turn that HUD off so no one can look at it. I have to say, you know, great start to the game in terms of what Furia has been able to bring in the firepower department. I did enjoy what we've seen of Furia yesterday here on Nuke, so I'm kind of hoping we get to see more of that from them. They're always very proficient on this. Quesarado is the player, for me, who I would have said is the player I always want to watch on Nuke, but yesterday I think Yuri stole that away, Hawk. I think Yuri was really the player that grabbed my attention. He was posting about 32, 34 kills yesterday on Nuke, and he was just a beast, so I'm hoping that continues in today. I'm sure FaZe Clan or not, I'm sure they hope he goes quiet in this one, but from my perspective, Yuri showing up could be very exciting.
I think with the pause, Dinko, this is a perfect chance for me to test something out. You know, I'm coming back to LAN soon. I've come up with a Furia chant, Dinko. Are you ready?
Oh no. Yeah, go.
Alright, here we go. Push A, push B, even when you're CT. Furia! Furia! Hey!
It's actually quite a good one.
It's
I'll
pretty
give you
good,
that
isn't
one.
it?
It's quite good. It's like a sports chant. You don't really... everyone has the same chant at esports events. Like, let's go, team name, and
Yeah,
that's
come
it.
on, get some creativity, guys.
On. Someone...
My favorite football chant ever has to be, it was some team who were just losing every game, and they chanted, "We lose every week, we lose every week, you're nothing special, we lose every week." That's just my favorite. That's just so good.
That is a good one. FaZe Clan might adopt that one soon, but hopping back in the action, round 3.
Oh no. Shots fired, not even on the server, Nick.
The Brokey hasn't even played.
Oh.
Well, this one looks like a bit of a false start. For at least Brokey, but yeah, he's not quite moving. I guess they've just decided. There we go. He's back on. It's back. He's ready to go.
Ready for war with just a USP. He's not been well equipped for the job.
No, and Carrigan's hiding behind the stairs. I wonder how long that's going to play out in this round. Looks like they're just waiting for Furia to come to them. I have to say, though, Alex, you know, if you ever, casting doesn't work out, you can always go into sport chanting, engineering, shall we say. We'll come up with a really good term for it. Just go to arenas, just tell everybody the little chants you have to do, make a few, become famous, have, like, secret royalties everybody has to sign. It's all good. I think you'll be fine.
I'm not sure if that is a profession, Dinko, to be honest, but maybe.
You can make anything a profession nowadays. Things I've seen on Twitch. Alright. Well, 45 seconds left. Furia finally starting to move into the round. Rain, gets his kill eventually. It's somehow a headshot after all those bullets fired off, and Olofmeister down into the lower B side. Furia charging out into the site itself. 30 seconds left. Galil has been picked up for Twist, and he's going to try and spam through the smoke. Hasn't been able to land anything. And Furia getting the bomb plant. An uneventful round right here.
Yeah, could be. He's broke, he's got himself the Galil. Oh, he's upgraded. He's going up in the world, moving up in life. Always good to see. Not going to be winning the round, but you know, a Galil, you can't complain. Furia should just be focusing on keeping their guns too. Serrano taking a bit of damage, but I think they will be fine, unless Rain is going to catch anyone out. No, Vinny's watching for it. So Furia up 3-0 early into this game. And hopefully now that Faze can get a gun round together, we can see a bit more out of them, because they haven't been too competitive so far. Haven't had too many chances to be competitive, though.
Vinny really loves the MP7, doesn't he? Come out over Mirage as well. We'll see if he can get anything done up against rifles here for FaZe Clan. It's a quick play this time from Furia, much quicker than the previous. Utility going in towards the A site almost immediately, and Carrigan trying to dish out some damage through that door. Has landed a few bullets, but it's going to be Honda that opens up the round. The headshot into Ramp here, who gets it onto Rain as well, but Rain quick headshot in reply. That's going to put it into a 4v4. Furia do win the ramp room. So FaZe Clan have got to think about rotations, and Brokey is relatively near. He's in towards control room. That window unbroken, and now they cross over. Yuri smashes it open alongside Brokey's head. And they're looking for the plant now. Furia up to the man advantage. Carrigan's got down towards Decon. Rain trying to get in towards the double doors. They can open these doors together and try and deny the plant. And Art goes down. Casterado at least avenging his in-game leader. But Vinny has upgraded his MP7 to M4A4, leaving just Twists in a 1 versus 3. And he's going all the way back to CT spawn, where he just started the round and where he'll finish it.
I could definitely see Twists start to try to take matters into his own hands. As you pointed out, Ramp has been a bit of a problem position. And in the previous games for FaZe, I think sometimes he has double stacked that ramp room if he thinks that his opponents are going to try and exploit it. And if they can keep finding clean entries like that onto Olaf, then it may be worth double stacking that ramp room to go for a bit of a bait and switch, maybe even set up a crossfire. Didn't really get to see the shot from Honda properly. It might have just been a brilliant shot that Olaf could have done nothing about, but it's always tough when you lose that ramp player. It just opens up so much of the round for the T's. Your main job is going to be surviving, and there is that shot from Honda. It was a really nice fast adjustment to Olaf, who was playing up on top of the box. And that kill pretty much nets them the round. Lovely work from Honda. Furia take a 4-0 lead. Couple of save guns, or just the one save gun. And then Brokey has a bit of extra cash for the AWP. It's kind of scary buying the AWP in this round, because there's a chance you lose it, and then you might not get it into the next. Maybe Twist would be able to drop him it though. And speaking of Twist, M4A1S eventually gets the kill he was looking for.
Yeah, good long-range kill onto Yuri. Gets in behind the cover of the generator very quickly as well to keep himself alive. Raid is really looking for this kill towards Red. Not really getting the chance to do it, or actually falling away. They're going to try and challenge down the AWP of Brokey. Even if he misses that shot, if they swing and try and trade him out, Olofmeister was always there, but now they're backing off, and Olofmeister's following them, follows them home, takes the headshot. Honda quickly replying.
Really smart play from Olaf there, realizing that they might not expect a player to push when that AWP shot has been taken towards ramp. Oftentimes it will just be the AWP solo holding ramp while the rest of the players stack elsewhere with the pistols. So I love the decision. It's just such a fast reaction from Honda. And this is a nice read from Furia, straight down the vents.
I love it. But Brokey's got down here quickly, and he could try and stop this. But with that smoke, that's going to force Brokey to drop down into the site. And he's fully committed to this now. Looking to see if he can take the round win. They peek out, good kill. Onto Honda. Second kill through the smoke as well from Brokey. And now it's just Arden. He drops down as well. Carrigan from the vent, landing the headshot. And that's going to be FaZe Clan on the board. In style as well. Brokey, that is disgusting.
I really didn't think he was even going to attempt the second shot, because if you miss it and there's a player still on the site, then you're probably just going to die there. But he took the risk. He clearly assumed that they were going to fall back into decon. Well, his assumption was clearly correct. Oh, that flick from Honda was so good as well. But yeah, Brokey. One pot shot through the smoke, and then Carrigan's drop down. Also pretty impressive. Nice work from FaZe to get themselves on the board. And now they've got a chance to keep the pressure on, as they have 3 AKs saved on that CT side. Always a good feeling.
Oh, Casperado! Brokey getting a little taste of his own medicine. You know, that's how cruel Counter-Strike can be.
Oh my god.
And Casperado with another one. Hasn't even seen an opponent, but has taken 2 kills. And might just get his third as well. He runs through the smoke. Up towards heaven, he finds the head of Rain. And on towards outside, twist. Oh, that is the worst timing you possibly could have had if you're Art. Oh, and take a look at this AUG skin as well from Olaf Meister. Oh, okay, you were getting angry about the skin the other day. This one's worse. This AUG skin's more disgusting. Hopefully, scopes. There we go. Look at that. Vile.
Nah, that's not as bad as the other one.
What is the name of the other
more
one?
Understated. I don't know.
That one literally just has a blob of paint in the middle of it, Alex. That's not a skin. That is that's just a gun, paint on it.
I think that's all skins are, I think.
Look at that. That's disgusting.
I like some of those like really beaten up skins. I think there's a place for them.
That's been run over a couple of times. That's disgusting. Thank you to the in-game team as well, because that just looks like that was all meant to be, and the person at home won't even think about that, but the observers and the in-game team doing a fantastic job. I believe it's Jakey and MC, so shout out to you guys. Thank you very much for letting me tell the story of how ugly that skin was. But we're into the next one.
You would hate my AWP skin, I think.
No, I've seen your AWP skin. I just hate most of your skins, to be honest, Alex. There.
It's the, I think is it the Safari mesh I have?
Yeah, it is. How much have you
scarred for Safari?
I think you probably spent like $25 in total over on skins ever.
And most of that's in the SG Cyrex, and I don't even use the SG anymore.
Well, I mean, it's probably the better financial decision, so can't really criticize you for that one. Yuri on the double kill to start off this round, just running outside, finding Twist and Rain. Brokey at least getting involved with his kill back for FaZe Clan, but it is going to be the man advantage up until this point, because Carrigan had a chance, and it's going to be a double man advantage now for Casperado. And this is where risk is needed, and I like it from Brokey, but Art just hits the headshot, and Olaf Meister up from heaven. Going to do his best, but he would need some divine intervention to win this round, I think.
Might get another fight, but it's going to be hard to predict Yuri's position. And he pops out for an easy kill on an unsuspecting player. Our tag team still going strong. This time Yuri gets tagged in to have the highlight round. Oh, another great shot. Say whatever you want about some of the plays in this tournament, but getting to see just some of the shots these players are landing and the freedom they're having, definitely fun to see just how quick they are on these times to kill. 6-1 lead for Furia. The only round for FaZe was that prior round where they went down to B on the retake and they didn't even have the proper full buy. Let's hope they can change that. Ooh, I don't think I can do anything with that smoke.
Oh, well.
Oh, never mind.
Art just is like, screw you, Hawker. He just gets the kill immediately. Alright, well, Art definitely figures out how to get kills in any scenario. That was just perfect. I love it.
I thought he threw it like slightly too far. I thought there was no gap far side, and then he just made me look like a fool.
Yeah, well, unlucky. Arrogant getting one kill. Twist was in behind Yuri. He often goes for those solo lurks up on the A site to try and drop down in the late round. It can often catch off a lot of teams, but Twist seemed to be aware of that possibility and takes him out of play. And that does take a little bit of a sting out of the post plant here for Furia. Art realizes maybe it's not enough just to keep these two players inside the site. He tries to go forward for a fight and it hasn't worked out. And now it's just Vinny trying his best to fight the double door player, and he's done that well. Now he's got to figure out what... Twist on the headshot, grabs the AWP.
Saying earlier that Art was making me look foolish, Dinko. To be fair, he makes the best players in the world look foolish on the server too, so that's not the worst thing in the world.
Remember of a huge crew, Alex, at that point.
I got this AWP Brokey on ramp again because it has still been a problem position. Dying off in that previous round, was quite committed to the angle. Rain gets aggressive into Hut and gets away with his life. So the MP9 doing some early damage for Faze. That's the one weak weapon they had in play. Finds a close quarters fight, and now they're going to double up on ramp. I think this is a good decision at this point. Have that rifle support from Brokey. If they all focus on the AWP, Olaf could get some very easy kills. But Furia don't look like they're going to go into ramp right now.
It looks like they're going for the A-side attack, and close by is Rain. He did take that early damage earlier on, like you said, but he did get away. And because of that, he could be a distraction to set up Carrigan, who's the real player on this hold up on top of Hut. Yuri's starting to come over to join his team for the final push. 40 seconds left. Furia have to be clinical. They have to be quick getting these kills. Brokey's got up towards heaven as well, but can't Serrano in with a headshot. Gets a double. Now Carrigan goes, and it's just one for the defensive Phase, and suddenly it's Furia on the man advantage. Smoke, not good enough here from Twist. He's not getting the lineup, but he's actually got him off the bomb. And Art just takes the kill instead. Olaf Meister, now the last remaining player for FaZe Clan in this round, was held off by the Molotov in towards heaven, but now has to find the 3K. Olaf, can he do it? Can he inch closer and closer into the A site? They're focused on him, and there's two players, but he's isolated that fight quickly. Does he expect the second player directly below? Olaf goes, it doesn't matter. Art quickly peeks out from doorway. 7 rounds for Furia. A beautiful final attack.
Yeah, I don't even think the setup was too bad from FaZe. I actually think it was a pretty solid setup into the A site there. The problem was, Rain gets this first kill. I really like the way Rain falls back to play this headshot angle afterwards, but his AWP in heaven goes down first, then he has to swing, and even though it is a bit of a headshot angle, it's not going to be as easy when he doesn't have his teammates there to help him, so a bit unfortunate for FaZe. I think the specifics of how that round played out were kind of unfortunate for them. And Furia, they did a really good job at just getting those kills, to be fair to them. A lot of very fast frags, and Keserato is still showing us what he can do, Dinko. Maybe he heard you earlier. Maybe he's trying to prove he's the best Brazilian player right now.
I like it. A little bit of a challenge. A fight in front of us. An inner fight of the team as well. And then a squabble, and now Yuri. Oh, he just about missed out on that kill from Rain, but he's going to hang around. It does not land deep enough. It actually hits the wall and comes back, and Rain is still going for the fight. He's going to win it. And it's wild from Rain. Honda was worried about getting pushed to the A side, but it's Olaf Meister you have to be very, very worried about. He comes around the corner, headshot from the Deagle, and now a bomb plant on B for Furia. But it's 2 AK-47s for FaZe Clan. They've call coming in, and I'll save those weapons into the next round. If you're FaZe, you're not complaining about that. Quite a good result out of the round. Taking 2 guns away, getting those into the next round, and it'll certainly help your buy. They're even leaving Brokey outside just to pick up some of the scraps and the extremities to, if anybody tries to come hunt. He might even be able to take another weapon out of play. And that'll be the bomb going off. Furia have won the half by a minimum of 1 round already. But we'll see if Faze Clan can start their comeback. We've seen that a lot in this tournament so far, not just with Faze Clan, but with a lot of teams in the tournament where they go down very quickly and suddenly they draw themselves back into the game. So I'm not counting out Faze just yet. This could be the turning point. That could look a little more positive for them as we go into the last few rounds of this first half.
Actually pretty cool hearing that bomb explosion from under the water there. Don't think I've ever really heard that before, because you rarely go underwater in CS. That's quite cool. Brokey comes close to the early kill, but not able to land a shot this time. Caserato's been a real menace towards Squeaky so far. He's still trying to spam through the smoke, but no one's giving him the chance this time. And oh, that's a wide swing from Olaf. He's in trouble. Art can just hard scope on the angle, and Furia again open up a lot of the map for themselves.
Art with a lovely kill, a double into the round, and for Faze Clan, that's the worst case scenario, right? I'm just talking about how this could have been somewhat of a turning point, a little breath of fresh air, maybe the first step in the right direction, and then Art does that to you. There's nothing you can do. Once again, it's another save round, and everybody in chat, wake up. Yeah, this has been boring over the last 2 rounds, we'll admit it, but hopefully Faze Clan can do something in the next 2. You've got to save these weapons for a reason. And obviously, the money is the problem that's forcing them into these save calls over and over again. But that's going to be Furia up to 9 rounds. Definitely looking like a much more comfortable team on Nuke right now. It's always difficult to try and figure out the Furia T side. But Faze haven't even really competed in a lot of these rounds. And oh, Ray nearly goes down even through the spam. So luckily stays alive with every weapon. But we've got to see a round win now for Faze. This could be ridiculously one-sided to close out this first half.
It is getting to that point. Switch up from Olaf. He's gone for the AWP this time, which might be what he needs to lock down that ramp position. Just play a safer angle, scope in with the AWP, maybe play a position where you can fall back quickly if you need to. Is AWPing on the other side. Oh, and Caserito again through the smoke, through the wall. He just has all these spams on point right now. I'm surprised Faze are even facing him, because it just feels like every time Caserito gets tested at door, he steps up to the plate and passes, and he's passing with flying colors right now.
This is disgusting to watch. And if you're a Faze Clan fan, this has been a horrible viewing experience, at least on the second map.
You know what would be a cool stat? Would be how much damage a player does without seeing an opponent. You know, like through a smoke and through a wall. I would love to know how much damage they can do in a game like that.
Yeah, Glaive would be pretty high up that list, I think, as well.
For sure.
I think Overpass would probably have the most, obviously with all the wall binds in towards water. Yeah, that would be a really cool stat. I wonder, I don't even know if that's possible. Probably, knowing.
I guess nade damage would also technically count in that, maybe.
Oh, so yeah.
Which might ruin it a bit.
And Flush. Honda just swinging out from Decon. Olaf Meister decapitated. Rain also following up in the similar suit. But it is a 2v2, and Brokey, he's done ridiculous things to this ult before, and he's already done some damage in this round. He's got a double kill. But this crossfire between Yuri and Honda might just be too difficult to break down unless a random spam for the wall was to connect and Twist trying to get his opportunity. But Yuri's just playing with his food now, leaving Twist up at the control room. Brokey stuck at the double door, and with his time ticking, the chances of Faze Clan yet again go, and another save round coming in for them. It's frustrating.
It's been a really annoying game for Twist, I have to feel. Like he's only died 5 times and they've lost 10 rounds.
Yeah.
He's not been able to get involved in the right spots, sadly.
And one of the rounds where he got the majority of his kills, right? He got 3K in 1 round, was a very impactful round to get Faze 1 of that 2. So, yeah, Faze just he hasn't been able to find those opportunities to get impact because maybe they're just losing upon the map too easily.
And especially because, I mean, let's not mince our words here. Twist has been Faze's best player in this tournament by far, I think it's fair to say. He's been unbelievably good.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody. Well, Brokey is been there
Sure.
too, but I would say Twist is the standout star, and the sad thing is Carrigan and Olaf Meister, they're not going to be up there fragging out. So you really do need a little bit more consistency out of Rain. And the sad thing is about Rain, he's a little bit inconsistent at times. Because you see him at the start of this tournament really be quite quiet, quite slow to start. When he does show up, though, we did see a very fun phase to watch. So that is kind of what's needed right now. I feel like they just need Rain to show up, because if you were going to be going up against the likes of Furia, you need 3 players fragging quite well. You need Rain, you need Brokey and Twists. Even over on Mirage, Carrigan had some rounds that allowed them to win that. But yeah, Olaf Meister right now, you have to forgive him, going to be a little bit slow to warm up back into the game. It's not very easy to take a huge hiatus and then come back to play against one of the best teams in the world. It's just not going to be easy to do that. He's in a lot of difficult spots as well.
He's picked up that ult again here. Wow. Oh, Carrigan tries to go aggressive, but that's not successful. Vinny was waiting for him the whole time. Olaf did get the better of Art in an earlier round with the ult towards Ramp. Oh. There goes the jiggle, and Honda just so quick to react.
Really is a Honda engine.
Yeah, this is the kind of thing Olaf's going to have to deal with. Just imagine like a few years ago, you said, oh, there's a kid called Honda who's going to come onto the scene and just like one-tap Olaf like that and just keep on killing him. It's
liar, Holka. Liar is what I would have said back then, but Rain, he's down here and Brokey's had a fantastic round. That's exactly what you need if you're Faze Clan. Rotation down to the B side. Furia tried to come in through Ramp, and Twist finally gets his opportunity for a kill. That is much more like it, and that is the 3 players that I was telling you about, Hawker. Just 1 round to go. It has to be Rain, it has to be Brokey, and Twist closing out the job. So that is a much better round out of Faze Clan. If they can make that consistent, then we've got a game on our hands. But they have to try and get 5 at the half here.
Oh my god. Literally the counter-strafe one-tap from Honda. Ugh. He has those kills every now and then where you just watch them and go, wow. I can see why Furia were getting excited about the potential of what Honda can do on this team. Especially if he's going to be playing some of the harder spots, and just every now and then he's going to come in with a crazy kill or just an over performance.
Oh wow.
A big value add to the team. Hello Art coming in from behind them. Twist's able to trade, but Keserato with another headshot out through door, and the A site is lost.
Yeah, and you got to come up the vent with an AWP here. That's not a really great position to be in if you're Brokey, so things are not looking good for Faze. I have to say, when you're in these scenarios and you're going up against Furia, on the CT side, you really can't afford to leave any opening. And that main position was open for quite a significant amount of time, and that allowed Art to just run over the top, and you've got to be aware of that. If you have to be aware of every hole and every weakness, because Furia just find the holes. They find them so quickly, and Art is always just storming through those opportunities. And so often, when you leave an opening to Furia, they're going to take it. And we've seen that just be the epitome of that in that round.
That's a tough round for Faze to take, but nothing they can do when they lose the A site that quickly. And we go into the last round of the half with Furia having a huge lead. Art just causing so much chaos there. Even though he does go down, he just takes so long on that fight. They take so long to kill him that you can see Keserato kind of just gets to strafe into the heaven angle as the Faze players are peeking towards him. So it just becomes more favorable because Art has survived for so long and caused so much of a commotion. Makes it easier for Keserato in that fight.
Yeah, and it really does feel like Faze have just struggled against the playstyle of Furia. So many save calls, so many rounds done just by the opening kills. And again, it's a similar scenario. Just a quick play into the A site, everybody torn up, tossed out for the Faze side. And Furia will lock themselves in a 12th round in the first half. What a switch up from them.
Yo. Oh dear, Art's coming in. Surely
no, he's gonna die. He's gonna die.
He's dead. He's dead, right? He's gotta be dead. He'd never get a knife kill. He would never do it. Oh boy.
He gets a double.
If I just had the default knife, I wouldn't have got that, but Art's got the butterfly knife. And of course he does it.
How does he get away with a second one? How does he get away with that? This is the knife kill, and then just double knifes him as well. It's not even an instant kill. Oh. That's pretty much summed up the half for Faze Clan, hasn't it?
It's just started chucking it down with rain here in the UK, and I guess Faze will be hoping for more from rain on the server. Oh dear.
Yeah, this is a time for the reset button. Hit the big red button for Faze Clan. This is not the best start to the game or the best start of this pistol, but certainly can still recover this. They tried to blow open the door, and missing that nade might just screw up their plans. They've got to go to plan B. And Rain, they know that he's up there. They can hear the footsteps, and Twist has got down in towards Secret. So this round's certainly recoverable for Faze Clan, even after the bad start. And they've got Rain in towards Hell. Vinny's come over here with the dual Berettas, and he might just be able to open up the round. Rain gonna go down quickly to the dualies, and man advantage in play for Furia.
Oh, Vinny's getting up close with the dualies. He's going for more. I thought for a second he might get 3 there, but 2 kills on the round suffices. And in comes Art. Easy kill onto Brokey in the back. Queserado's in a great position. He's just going to play with his food. Twist caught off guard. And Carrigan tries his best, but Queserado showing us what he can do. 19 kills for the best Furia player so far on this map. 13-3 lead. You know what, as actually I've just sprung to mind about that Furia T side, is that Twist was playing Yard in most of the rounds, I'm pretty sure. And like normally, Yard is probably the most active position for the Ts at the starts of the rounds, but I think Furia basically never went Yard on that T side. Like they very rarely went with anything towards Yard, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, we often talk about how it's not so sustainable just running in towards the top site over and over again. But they made it work. Just everything was inside. Indoors. The ramp plays, the hut plays. Really nice to see from them. And it really is the complete opposite to what a lot of teams do on Nuke. Some teams just run outside every single round. I remember watching some Havu demos. Oh, we'll get back to that because Art might just get a line up here. Carrigan quickly getting out of him with the Deagle, and it's going to be Carrigan and Rain who somehow have a small chance here. You have to be careful of this double play. I mean, down into a secret. There is a timer on what they can do, and they're going to try and take the fight against Vinny, who's down here with his MP7, his trusty MP7, and this boost, ooh, they didn't spot the head. They did not spot the head of Vinny, but they did spot Queserado and Rain as well, getting away with his second kill. It's Honda and Yuri that have to stay at the round here for Furia. And Faze Clan, they need this round. They need a lifeline, and it looks like they've got it. Rain is having a pop-off round. And Yuri has to win out the clutch for Mass versus 2. Rain, he's going to fall. That's a nice headshot from Yuri, and once again opens up a chance for the Brazilians. He's up against Carrigan. He started to wrap around. Here's the smoke go out to double door, and Yuri's up in the window, trying to find the angle that Carrigan's playing from, and he's gone towards double. Will Yuri check this? Will he expect this? The smoke will give him cover. Carrigan's going to move forward with the smoke, and Yuri's committed to decon. Carrigan comes up in from behind. That is beautiful from Carrigan. His big, bulging brain wins the round.
Yeah, what a round from Rain to get them into that position. I thought Yuri was maybe going to have a chance there, just because that first kill with the FAMAS was so nice. It almost looked like the burst fire for a second with how quick the headshot was. But gotta give a massive credit to Faze for coming back into this round. Boost was a nice way to start it with Rain getting those 2 kills because of it. And then Carrigan can close it out in the end. So maybe some signs of life for Faze, up to a 4th round win, and Furia down in the dumps in this round, but they've got a scout out from Art. Furia's already been dealt with. Art could be in trouble. They're going to start to close the distance now, and I don't think Vinny's shotgun can help him from hell. Vinny has run away with that.
I love Vinny the way he always just plays with the unorthodox weapons. He's always willing to give it a go. Dual Berettas, R8 revolver, Nova. Gotta love Vinny. And he's gonna try and get his kill. He actually might just get the perfect timing to get in behind as well. Olaf Meister might just be done in by a Nova. He's looking back into the lobby, and luckily Olaf Meister is going to get the timing on that one. And he hits the deck. Honda, alongside Queserado, doing it last 2 remaining players, and Honda does get one, nearly gets spammed down through the hut wall. Walks away. Gonna have to run away. Didn't get any better weapons out of it. FaZe Clan. They take their opportunity in the last round, obviously with a round coming out of Rin and Carrigan to close it. That was their opportunity, their lifeline, but it was more important that they win this next one. You can't afford to drop the ball immediately, and they do it pretty cleanly. They only lose one player.
There we go. I don't know if you can hear the rain right now, Dinko. It's ridiculous.
You can hear it a little bit. Sounds like white noise, but yeah, it's fine. You can't really hear it, Alex. But
okay, that's good.
That's UK sound effects right there.
Yeah, some ambient noises of our own.
He's casting in his garden. I did see a lot of people saying Hawker. I did see a funny comment in Twitch chat one day asking if Hawker ever leaves that room. I mean, I don't think they've ever seen you outside of it, because a lot of your fans will have obviously come in from the pandemic, right? So no one's actually ever seen you outside of that environment.
Very solitude existence here, just in this room.
It's
just a random room in the middle of nowhere. There's not even a house attached to it, actually. That's green screened in behind me. Just a little room.
Yeah, I know. No knight in shining armor is coming to save you, Hawker, right? So you're there forever. This is comfy. Well, it's comfy. Carrigan's kills. Casterado and Honda both down. Rain over the top, fights out and finds Vinny. Art, just one kill from his Deagle, and that's a quick round. Twist, and a few more to the tally up to 13-9 as FaZe Clan will get a 6th round, but here comes the buy from Furia. This is when things heat up again. If you are just tuning in, we're currently in map 2 of this series. Over at Mirage, that was the map win of FaZe, who took it away 16-11 here on Nuke. This is Furia's map pick, and as you can see by the scoreline, much more comfortable showing for Furia here. And if we need it, we'll be heading on to Inferno as that 3rd map, and as it stands, it is looking like Inferno will be coming up.
Looking likely. Furia have got their guns back out now, so this is their chance to show us that this game isn't going to slip away from them. Carrigan getting aggressive early, but Yuri has his teammates back. Here comes the playdown secret that we haven't seen too often in this game. FaZe have decided to run it. Vinny's getting in position. Oh, it was a nice unexpected angle, but Twist is able to get the kill in response. And now with that bomb being planted, Furia are out of position here. I don't think they can go for this retake.
That's a Furia-esque round, very quick, clinical take of the site, and Furia getting a little taste of what it felt like to be FaZe Clan on the CT side. You don't really stand a chance on the retakes, you lose those early jewels. Olafmeister getting picked off. The Galil down, nope. Casterado has certainly been the shining light here on Nuke. Yuri's been quiet. Considering yesterday, he was plus 32 kills, around that number. And today on 9. So Casterado certainly winning that battle between the two players today. Always nice when you have that luxury. Just, today we'll have Casterado play well. Maybe Yuri a little bit later. Who knows?
And they can switch it around on the Furia side. FaZe are getting into it though. I like that early play, just going for the yard play. You know, somewhat standard, but you can test the response, you can test the rotations from the CTs early, and it might give you an idea of what sort of responses you can expect from Furia in the future. You see that Vinny's the player rotating down to B from ramp. Sometimes teams like to rotate an A player down vents instead and just meet you earlier, so it's nice to have that bit of information. Carrigan can have that in the back of his mind as this half goes on. Still got to be ready for the rifles in this round though. And even though FaZe are winning rounds, you are always conscious of the fact that Furia are just a couple of away from victory, so can't afford to make many mistakes at this point.
Every round is incredibly important for FaZe Clan, and like you said, slip-ups, and Furia will take those. Twist gathering with the rest of his teammates. You're very slow in this round. Under a minute has passed, and yet no kill. A different approach to what we've seen in most of the rounds so far. Looks like that door is about to swing open. Around the corner is Art. He's going to be checked quickly. He thought Casterado was going to help him out, but Olafmeister getting 2 kills quickly, and Carrigan's in with his follow-up headshot. That is exactly what Furia were doing to FaZe Clan.
Very nice from Olof getting those 2 early kills, and I think it's quite cool seeing Olof entering there for the team. You know, that's something that maybe could be helpful for FaZe, even though you would think Rain and Carrigan love to go aggressive. This time Olof happy to help in the front lines, helping lead the charge, and Furia's setup wasn't strong enough with their trades to take him out. Olof wants even more here. Vinny's all the way back in spawn. They're not going to give away these fights too easily, though. They'd love to hang on to these guns. And Yuri, oh, now he could be in some trouble. They've spotted him, and he's not ready for Olof.
Oh, Vinny, at least getting one, doesn't die. But at the end of all of that hard work, it is a FAMAS that is saved over, so kind of depressing for Furia. But FaZe Clan, I have to say, like you said, that is beautiful from Olafmeister. Just brilliant entries. I will say there was a little bit of an issue in terms of the setup out of Casterado and Art. It looked like Casterado was designed to take the initial attention away from Art, and obviously he went around the corner and just had himself covered off, and that put Art in a very difficult scenario. The timing was slightly better in terms of how Casterado was peeking into the doorway. It's a different story there for Furia, but Olafmeister does very well to be aware of those angles. And now Furia down to a very low buy.
Maybe a chance for them to take some risks, though. Vinny flashed in. Good early kill. Maybe this could be the start of something for Furia. They've taken some damage in reply, though, and Rain has actually found that kill onto Urius. So, looks like FaZe will be a little bit better off. Get down Secret, although Casterado and Art were both down lower. Unfortunately for Art, though, he is still in lower, but it's just his body remaining, and Twists keeps on going.
This is nice from FaZe Clan. I'm so happy that they've actually been able to do something here on Nuke, get into things. Brokey wrapping Heaven, nearly. Doesn't get away with that. Eventually with the P250, at medium to long range, getting his kill on Casterado now, the last remaining player who hasn't really got involved in recent rounds. Lying down and balls all of Furia. Spots an AK. That's a gift that'll kill him. Most likely a poison chalice as Carrigan comes around and gets the kill. Casterado spotted, tagged, and down. So 9 rounds now for FaZe Clan. Buy coming in again for Furia. It's going to be the AWP out for Art. Rifles around it. We've got to see Furia win around here. Otherwise, FaZe Clan are up to double figures, and that's when the comeback. It's on. It's already begun now, but it really becomes a serious issue if they reach double figures. Look at that skin now. There's your favorite skin right there.
Yeah, let's see, man. Furia, they're going to have some questions asked of them, and my question is, what is their response to losing a bunch of rounds in a row? Do we see Art go back to his comfort ground, back to the aggression? It looks like it, but he's quickly traded out despite landing that shot onto Carrigan. Rain gets up close and personal. 4v4 early. Yuri is seeing if he can spot anyone, but have they realized that Rain is so far forwards? Looks like maybe now Yuri is taking that into account.
He's going to hide behind the generator. I just love how quick that kill from Art had to come in there. A very high octane round. Rain was the player to take Art out of play, but Yuri has avenged him from afar. So man advantage in for the Brazilians. FaZe Clan have not been able to find that kill back in Yuri. At long range, doing damage and dishing it out onto Twists. Olafmeister's coming down the ladder, and ooh, he needs to be careful. There's a ramp push coming in from Vinny. Olafmeister holds it. I don't know how Vinny is so quick there, but Olaf had no time to react. Those body shots as well.
Twist and Brokey now with 40 seconds will have to try and work together to have any chance, but they may just be saving if they don't get an early chance for a kill hit. Twists coming in down the ladder, makes some noise. Honda looks up, he's got the free kill, and Brokey will be able to trade, but he's got 25 seconds, and now they know where he is. Casterado can play in an annoying position. The Orb's always going to struggle to clear out that close angle. Finally, Furia find 14. It's been a long time coming for them. It looked a little scary at the start of the round once FaZe got all that control, but they couldn't do too much with it.
because Faze Clan have had so much success over the last couple of rounds, so they will have a bye still going into this one. Be much more of a team effort out of them in recent rounds. And Brokey, he's going to try and pick up the pace with some aggressive plays with the AWP. It hasn't worked out for him. He's close to the fight at the back of the site, but it's Carrigan that gets the opening kill. It's Vinny on ramp, who had committed very deeply in towards that ramp room. And because he's gone down and no one really close by, Arts had to make the early rotation down to the B site. And Faze Clan can afford to slow things down, keep them guessing, make them rotate the player down, make them try and figure out what they have to do. And now you can get Carrigan in towards the hell area, just up in towards heaven. You've got so many options now available to you.
Oh, Twist trying to take a long-range fight. A bit extended for both players, in all honesty. I think they'll both be a bit disappointed, but Furia will be happier that he came out on top. And now we've got a play into A. Trade's looking solid so far for Faze, but they have to be ready for Honda. And this is an awkward position to clear at times if you try and push this A site. Faze are waiting though. They've got Carrigan on the flank. Oh, I think he may have just made some noise, but apparently not. He gets the kill anyway, and now they should be able to collapse into A. Oh, great reaction shot from Brokey, and it's all on Yuri.
Carrigan gets away with murder there, but taking the kill gives the advantage over the Faze Clan, and now Yuri has to find a way back in. New bomb plan, but eventually will be committed to. Does Yuri even think this possible? A switch out to the AK. No kid, and because of the long avenue of approach that he's decided to take here, I do start to wonder if it's just going to be the walk into T-spawn. Maybe just hanging around for an exit, but he's already conceded the round just by taking this amount of time. But will be Faze Clan reaching 10 rounds, and the money from Furia is not in the best of spots. Like my crypto portfolio right now. Lingering on bankruptcy. And here Yuri goes. It's one on the fallback, and checking if there's anything else, maybe an AWP, and he did get an AWP out of it. There was two actually there, so nice little steal from Yuri. But Faze Clan will get 10 rounds.
That's basically the only value Yuri can get from sticking around there too, because Faze's money is going to be fine, basically whatever happens. So the fact that he sticks around and gets the only upside, which is saving that more expensive AWP, is pretty nice for Furia, all things considered. They will get that AWP saved and probably dropped over to Art for this upcoming round. And here we go, back into the action. We've got Yuri playing aggressive towards Yard off the back of this smoke. Twist is there to meet him though, and this time, Twist gets the better of that battle.
Twist definitely wanted revenge. He was not happy about the previous result of that fight. Actually, just because he got killed by an AUG, really. Never a nice sign. Well, Faze Clan getting that opening kill, they've actually slowed things down, and there might be a walk into lobby coming in from Furia. They're actually using utility to take over lobby control. And this is something I love about Furia. I love how they take lobby control, and they take it at the right time of the round as well, because Faze Clan were just coming back, and they've just taken it at the perfect time and somewhat suffocated Faze in this round.
Oh, that nade. Oh. Okay, Twist survives on 22 health. Carrigan tries to drop down, but they're not ready. This is a blender, an absolute blender. Brokey gets one, but in comes Honda, jumping around with the auto shotty. And you said it best, Dinko. It's just such a nice time to take that control, to cut Faze off, and to have so many players waiting around the corner.
Yeah, because they lose that initial fight towards outside, and nothing really happens off of it, so they wonder, there isn't much noise in towards lobby, let's take that lobby control back. That kind of counters the map control that they had lost earlier when they lost Yard. And again, one of the best teams on Nuke at CT side lobby control has to be Furia, and they do it at the perfect time, just as Faze Clan are about to come in. The smoke goes down, covers them off, and the blender is just so put Alex towards the end there. Definitely comes out to play, and Yuri not missing the opening fights in this round. Changing up his position as well as they start to cross over. There's a big gap. I don't know who threw that smoke, but they need to practice that one. Look at that. Might actually be quite good, actually, if there's a player up there. There's a big gap to play with, and Casterado rotated down, man advantage for Furia. Gonna try and close out this game here on Nuke. It looks like it's done. Inferno almost but surely locked in unless Olofmeister pulls off a miraculous clutch. Bomb down on the B site. Highly unlikely he's able to pull this one out. Drop out of the vent, spots out Vinny. You heard him first, but that gives you information as to where Olaf Meister's playing from. He'll close the doors, up into the control room, and Furia realize, okay, it's just about discipline at this point. Don't give away anything. Got the bomb in the middle of the site, and Art goes forward. Not a man of discipline usually. His discipline is aggression. And he's down the ramp now with his teammates covering the bomb off, and they're not looking the right way there. Olaf Meister had an opportunity for a headshot. This is really taking quite a long time, but Olaf Meister is trying to get every fight to go his way, and eventually gets that opportunity in toward the back of Silo, but Art quickly in with the kill. A 16-10 win coming in for Furia. They're on top of the ball as we go into Inferno. It's Sadigas back on the desk with our analyst to break this one down.
Thank you so much. Yes, I am back. All is well. And all went well for Furia this game, guys. They even up the series. Took them a little bit. They had a phenomenal T-half. Looked like when it was 10-2, we were going to be doing this segment much sooner, but FaZe at least had something to say in the second half, which means it was mostly a T-sided nuke. We're seeing that a little bit more and more, Maui and Faflaren. And Fifi, good to see you. Finally, we worked together, because I saw you this morning and then I left, because, you know, I'm me.
Yeah, I was saying it feels like we're back 5 years. You're back, Sember's back, Anders is here. We saw the announcement today with Moses coming back next week for the Starladder RMR. It's nice to have you back, Matt. It's been a while. But yeah, talking about this game a little bit, you mentioned the T-side from Furia, and it's something we talked about in the pre-game as well, and something that I noted, and just something that just, you know, for Furia, they definitely made a name for themselves, right, when it comes to this T-side, in the way that they kind of work their magic, and it's just a lot of lobby focus. We see a little bit of a swap here from Furia. They do put a lot of a little bit more emphasis by the ramp area, but the issue that we tend to have, and I use the example of Train going outside and that T connector is, but you're on the CT side and you don't figure out a way into hold these bomb sites. That's when you have these score lines, the 13-2s, the 12-3s, just solely because Furia can just keep on running the same kind of strats, and for FaZe having to always second guess themselves. I mentioned it, they have to have the 4 people defending the bomb sites. They never really got to that point, and then swapping over to the other side, yeah, it got a little bit, you know, close at the end, but I think it comes at the end of, you know, Furia lack of money on that CT side. Yeah, FaZe got some rounds back. By the end of it, for me at least, it felt like Furia, this was always their map take.
They were always in control of the situation, despite the fact that FaZe started to mount a comeback there. 12-3 scoreline's not something you're going to play yourself out of against Furia on what is pretty much their home map. And I do want to point out even further the fact that they only really used outside on 2 rounds. Like, they actually, you set it up perfectly, Fifth. The fact that they really just live and die by lobby and hit those upper hits, and really it was a combination of that and some fights against Olaf Meister towards ramp that really opened up the entire map for them. They didn't even really need to use outside, and that just goes to show how well drilled they are on those set hits towards A, how kind of sneaky they are when they fight towards ramp. It's a nightmare to play against Furia, because you think that, okay, is this going to be the round? Like, they've conditioned us to believe that it's going to be A hit after A hit, but Furia, they throw out the entire rule book, the playbook, all the psychology is out the window when you're facing them. They just keep doing what's working.
I completely agree. I mean, they find ways to make it work. We look at the scoreboard again, by the way. Case Serato, the Mr. Consistent from yesterday. This time, a little bit of a breakout. I mean, breakout in terms of breaking away from his other teammates, because yesterday, there was other guys that seemed to shine more. It was just the consistency. So this time, he holds it all together. Twist once again on top for FaZe. But yeah, I mean, this all goes back to exactly what you're saying. Outside control, not really the focus anymore. And we talked about this a little bit, Maui, I believe it was yesterday. Nuke is probably the most developed meta in the map pool, partly due to Astralis being so dominant on it and forcing people to play it. But it's interesting that a map that's been around for so long continues to evolve in this way.
It is pretty exciting to watch, yeah. The fact is that, you know, Astralis, they laid the blueprint, but it's the little tweaks that teams like Furia did in order to create their own style. And I think that watching a game of Nuke through and through, I mean, like, there's just so many variations of what kind of game you're going to get. It's not like Dust 2 where, okay, cat control again, who would have thought it? But it's more like Nuke. There's so many options, and there's so many ways that the offense converges on different bomb sites, whether it's a secret split along with ramp or an A hit that goes through the door. Thor and the Hut and Mini at the same time. There's so many cool rounds here, but Furia, they just kept things pretty simple for themselves, which is, to their credit, I mean, it worked really well. It's just they just didn't need to show their whole hand here.
Flarian, you've played a ton of Nuke over your time.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, just to touch on that as well. I think that's to your point there about it being a very developed map. I'd even say the same thing about we're going to be seeing Inferno. We'll talk about that as well. But to your point, and I think it really comes to show. We talk about Astralis, but the biggest thing for Nuke in general has always been the problem that you have in hitting that A bomb site, right? And that's why you do tend to see some teams being dominant, but it tends to come out with good defaults from outside. I think Furia's kind of way of playing this map has really opened up a lot of possibilities for other teams as well. The perfection in which these guys have, and it comes out just a lot of chaoticness on the A bomb side, right? And for CTs, it's very hard to kind of hold that bomb side. That's why we mentioned trying to figure it out. Maui mentioned it only 2 times they went outside, and that's to the point of they're used outside when the inner bomb site's not working anymore. But when you have CTs that can't even hold a bomb site, you don't have enough utility. Then you're not stringing rounds together. You have a rifle, but not enough nades to hold them off. You're not going to be able to hold these bomb sites. You're forced to either push into lobby or fall back and kind of play a retake kind of setup. And in most cases, we see the same tendencies on Inferno B, right? Very difficult to do unless you have nades. So absolutely, I think that this map has developed a lot. The changes as well that's made to this map has made this map really fun to watch as well. And it's just very interesting to see all these teams kind of have their different approach to it at the same time.
It's a good point, too, because there has been a number of tweaks to this map, more so than some of the other classic maps. Obviously, a secret's been moved around, Hut's been given a window, taken a window away. Yeah, lots of little tweaks. Ramps, through radio's been widened and narrowed and all sorts of different stuff. So, pretty cool. Nonetheless, we will take a break because this series heads to Inferno. That's usually the great decider in terms of maps, in terms of best of threes. And right now, it will determine who goes through to the playoffs. It's 1 game left for the rest of the day. On Gamers Without Borders, we'll take a break and see you then.
When the world has safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines, how can we make sure they reach the people that need them most? Today, there are many vaccines in development. Most will fail. For those that could succeed, governments are under pressure to secure supplies for their populations. If governments compete for vaccines, most countries could miss out. This is not only bad for countries that cannot secure their own supplies, it's bad for us all, as no one is safe until everyone is safe. The COVAX pillar aims to ensure that every country gets fair and equitable access to eventual COVID-19 vaccines. It does this by acting as an insurance policy, with the largest portfolio of vaccine candidates in the world. Wealthier countries have a greater chance of gaining access to successful vaccines. And by pooling their buying power, rather than competing against one another, they enable investment in factories, so more doses are available as soon as a vaccine becomes available. The COVAX pillar is founded on the principle of equitable access. This means any country, regardless of their ability to pay, has the same access to vaccines. By supporting the development and manufacturing of these vaccines, wealthy countries increase their chances of getting COVID-19 vaccines and ensure the rest of the world gets access too. Ending the pandemic as quickly as possible will take a global effort. We need as many doses as possible, as fast as possible, as soon as a safe and effective vaccine becomes available. 2 billion doses would be enough to vaccinate healthcare workers and other high-risk groups. If we start now, we can save hundreds of thousands of lives, not to mention trillions of dollars. It's not about one country versus another. It's about one world protected.
I've got a difficult mission for you. Who's in? Close to 1 billion people from 92 of the world's poorest countries need to be vaccinated. You'll need to work closely with governments and health authorities, and it will take millions of volunteers. And it has to be cheap. This is a mission only a few organizations can handle. It is the world's biggest and fastest distribution of a vaccine ever. Equipment such as needles, canisters, visors, protective suits, and sanitizer need to be in place first. All of this has to be transported to the most inaccessible corners of the world. The vaccine has to be kept cold constantly. If not, it's all for nothing. And when the vaccine gets close, a population without mobile phones or internet needs to get the message. Thousands of health workers have to be trained to perform vital work. No one is safe until everyone is vaccinated, so we can't stop until that's a reality. But even though we're doing this because lives are on the line, this is real life and not a game. You don't get a new life if you fall, or if you drown trying to save lives. We have no lives to lose, but we're willing to risk a lot to vaccinate the whole world. As long as the virus exists, the whole world is in danger.
Welcome back again to Gamers Without Borders. It's time now for the final map of the day, and this will determine who goes through to the playoffs. Our final spot is on the line. Furia was in the upper bracket, but just as yesterday, that didn't mean it was a foregone conclusion, because, or I should say yesterday, I mean Group A, 2 days ago now, but because Faze has put up quite a challenge, and now we find ourselves heading to Inferno to decide this, as Maui, Snake, and Fiflaren are here to talk about it. Fiflaren, we already talked about the development of Nuke. You said we would get to Inferno. Well, here we are, so I'll leave it to you to start this off.
Yeah, one of the things we didn't touch upon, even the pregame actually, and I noticed that as the players are joining, is Faze, when Yanko left, Robin came back, right? This is a guy that's been part of this organization for a while, took a management position, used to be the former coach, right? But when we do talk about Faze going through all these changes, one of the things we should note as well, right, is that Robin has been back with his team for a few months. Speaking about Inferno, one of the things for me when we talk about the development of maps, Inferno has also been pretty developed, I'd say. I talk a lot about, you know, the map presence, especially around the banana area, and the old form used to be, right, like last year, we talked a lot about where you used the utility. We saw a lot CTs taking over banana control almost every single round, and I think nowadays people have definitely figured that out. You spend a lot of utility by taking over banana control, and if you're not getting 1 or 2 kills, then you're forced to fall back. For T's, it's one simple flashbang to take over banana, and you have a full set of nades to execute on the B bomb site. So a lot of it comes down to adapting into the CT side, and you know, heading into the series now, one of the worrisome parts for me is how well has Faze adapted on this map. You know, how well have they decided? And you know, the banana pushes now are set rounds, right? You tend to do those 1-2 times every single half, but then outside of that, you tend to go a little bit more defensive, work the picks a little bit more. And Furia, they're very aggressive, they're very good at taking map control. So I think I worry for Faze here a little bit. The only, you know, positive side for Faze here is that Furia has also been slumping a little bit on this map, have also not looked extremely good on it, but I would say that's with Junior on the team. The AWP on this map is not as efficient, so I am expecting Furia to be a little bit better today with the addition of Honda.
With the addition of Honda, Maui, there's our head-to-head. Okay, Serato and Twist, they've been leading the way throughout this this affair. But yeah, getting on to Inferno, obviously there's a lot we have to take away from this. I mean, Robin already touched on it a lot with the utility control and banana, but there's a lot of identifying factors that we can touch on.
Yeah, the guy to the right of our screens, Twist there, he's the guy that's responsible for the area that really isn't banana. He's one of the most vocal leaders for this Faze team. When Kerrigan released the comms for Faze, actually, on his YouTube channel, something note was that Twist was taking control of his side of the map, and whereas Kerrigan will be towards B on the CT side defense for Faze, Twist is probably the guy that's most responsible for making sure that A is intact. And you know that Furia, they're going to throw out some bracket control, they're going to throw out some Halls pops, and so Twist has to be a guy that is making sure that everybody around him is prepared for those kinds of plays. He's got Brokey to be responsible for, and he's got Olaf, who's still trying to get on his feet after a hiatus from top tier play. So Twist is going to be a guy that I don't only look at in the server for his output, but the fact is that he has to control that side of the map. And if the defense looks weak there, I might have to point the finger on him just a little bit, because I know that he's doing a little bit of that micromanaging on that side.
And the pit's such an important spot as well for Flare, and we always say don't leave pit until you absolutely have to. Don't leave that A site because it just takes so much time to get back into.
Yeah, no, exactly. When we talk about anchor players in general, right, you tend to have an anchor player at B, you also tend to have an anchor player at A, and exactly what Maui touched on as well, you also tend to have two leaders on the team on the CT side, one that runs each bomb site. So you tend to have the in-game leader, but you also tend to have the guy that's a secondary or the mid-round caller for the team. So for me, it makes perfect sense. As we discussed it heading into map 1, I was very surprised when I did hear this about Liquid, compared to, I always took these guys as individually good, you know, they have some set rounds, but they were very in-depth in terms of the strategies. They weren't as run and gun as, you know, one believes it to be. So I think heading in there, we're actually in game now, so I'm actually going to throw it to casters. We're a little bit ahead of time, but yeah, look forward to it.
All right, Dinko and Haka, we'll send it to you guys.
Thank you very much, guys. Looking forward to hopping into this one. Furia versus Faze Clan. We're hopping right into Inferno. It's a quick B play coming in from Rain, running the charge straight away. The defense are under a lot of pressure, and Olafmeister's come in with the headshot. Vinny towards Newbox, just trying his best, but there's so many T's jumping around him. Faze Clan have control of the B side. Karrigan taking Banana by storm on the double kill, and now it is just Yuri. Nothing he can do. Brokey with the headshot, flying right into the pistol and flying right out of round 1, Alex. What a crazy round from Faze Clan.
Those little one-tap kills with the Glock are so satisfying, man. When Karrigan gets that double kill, oh, looks so good. You always want him to get more just for the highlight play, but yeah, really fast play from Faze into B. I like it. I always feel like just CT pistols on Inferno can be tough if you go up against that B rush. They can just push that site so quickly. They can close the distance so quickly. That's what Faze end up doing in this one after getting some early kills. And now Furia have to go with the low buy, but a low buy could always be good, and Art's already proving that. Deagle shot down mid, Serato with the assist. Art only needs a body shot, and now that scout gets given over to Art, so he can keep on trying to prove what he can do.
And Art can do a lot, that's for sure. We've seen that time and time again in this tournament. Looking towards B from Faze, and slower round.
Smoke won't do anything though.
Yeah,
I was watching from CT.
Yeah. Well, it's a little too shallow to really get anything going for them. It's not going to cause any problems, but it doesn't really matter because it looks like Faze Clan wants to go in towards A, and right now there's only 2 players there for Furia's defense. It's going to be Serato and Yuri, and here comes the attacker on the corner. Serato with a smoke at the ready, trying to delay, and that might allow some extra time for his teammates to get in a better spot. Faze Clan are going to wrap around long, and Honda's been forced back out of archway. So looking good for Faze right now in terms of the position they're able to take, and now they just need the kills to add to the tally. They are still a man down. There's only 29 seconds left in play. Are they even getting these kills quickly enough? Olafmeister luckily finds the head of Honda, but there's still Serato in the site, and the bomb hasn't been anywhere near the site at any point just yet. So Serato is looking for those fights. The bomb takes its time, and finally Karrigan gets onto it, but the bomb is down on the floor in the middle of the site itself, and Yuri's still alive in pit. They've got to deal with him. They've got to figure out how to get rid of him, and luckily they do it, but they have to plant. They have to get on the bomb, and luckily Twist. I thought for a second he was going to walk away from the bomb, but gets it planted. It's not an easy round for Faze Clan, but it's a round nonetheless.
As much as that was stressful for Faze, I do like the way they actually took a lot of time clearing out long and even clearing out CT there, because I think that just makes the long wrap so much easier if you don't have those nades. If you are just going to have to push, you're not as scared of someone just quickly flanking you from long, which is always something that can quickly turn the round into chaos. So they take a lot of time clearing that position out, but I think it helps tremendously when you are wrapping through long into A. You've got a lot of options, a lot of angles you can push from as you push into that A site from long and short, and then you can just combine for the kills. The one thing that maybe could have gone wrong for them is if there was a banana push, but thankfully for Faze, that's not something they had to worry about. You see here, even late in the round, Olaf's making sure long is not a position they have to be concerned about. And even though Yuri Maybe a little scary from Pip. It's all good in the end. Faze take the 2-0 lead. Nice composure there in the late round to take themselves another round. But they are still up against some decent weaponry from Furia.
You never really can count Furia out of these rounds. Again, we talk about it all the time. The capability of these players when they've got the deagles, and especially when they have the scout in the hands of Art. Is looking to execute into the B site, Molotov in towards New Box. Smoke executed as well, just limiting all of these positions. Rain is actually taking significant damage elsewhere. The fight from Carrigan, you know, getting spammed down through the smoke by Vinny, and Rain needs to be careful. Luckily, Olaf Meister covering him off. That is the most boring position to play as a T player on Inferno, and Olaf Meister gets it.
He didn't bring the bomb to B, so that's a bit strange, but it'll get there eventually. Do they have a smoke for CT? No, Olaf's the only man with the smoke. Might not be a problem, though. I think they've got so many players on the B site that they should be fine. Honda has a clear line of sight. Maybe a chance to take a fight, but in the meantime, his teammate's been dealt with. That's a MAC-10 he's up against, but the MAC-10 at range still successful. Faze somehow get away with no casualties in that round.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah, pretty wild. I thought Rain was destined to die in that round, but with Olaf just playing outside of the apartments, just backs him up just at the right time. And like you said, they didn't bring the bomb over, so there were little risky points there for FaZe Clan in the round, but in the end, it is danger averted. There's lots of interesting points being brought up on the desk in terms of how Twists has a little bit more pressure to perform, in particular here on Inferno, especially on that CT side. I'm interested to see how he gets off to a good start, or if he gets off to a good start. He definitely was performing FaZe Clan throughout this tournament, so I don't see why not. He had a bit of a frustrating nuke, I would say.
Nade into top banana. Oh, Art's got to kill him. But here comes Brokey. How does he not win that fight? Vinny getting away with one there. He was jumping. He had to land and quickly compose himself. He did so effectively. And now Furia have a two-man advantage.
Very unfortunate for FaZe that they didn't win that battle in Banana. Vinny was setting it up for them, I think, with the jump spots as well. He had everything going against him. But in the end, Vinny is quicker. Now 55 seconds left. FaZe Clan down 2 players. Starting to use that utility to get them into better spots. And Yuri, he's right in the middle of the A site for the meantime. Art is holding back further at Speedway into the archway. And he's not been able to pick up that kill on Rain, and nor has Vinny. So Rain is actually getting away with murder right here. Finally getting his first kill on the board in a second as well. I do not know how Rain has come out on top of that battle, and the attack into the A site's working out, at least up until Yuri has been found. And Yuri, he'll find the important final 2 kills. That was a chaotic round towards the end there, but it's Furia that get it on the board. I think it comes down to Yuri just being a distraction inside of there. So many distractions happening around him, and he just capitalizes on those opportunities.
Wow, Furia tend to thrive in the chaos, don't they? Wow, that was a somewhat surprising round, but oh, hello. You first, Honda. Ladies first, says Yuri.
Honda first.
It actually leaves Furia in that annoying position where you maybe are missing some nades now, you're maybe missing a bit of weaponry, and you could very well just lose this round and be in a really hard spot on the CT side. And I think that Des pointed out quite nicely, I think Inferno's probably the map where you feel least in control on CT side. Like, you can't always just hold angles, you can't always just sit back, because the T's are going to make you pay with those long rotations and those hard retakes. So, could be tough for Furia, but Vinny still going strong on Banana. Oh, with a lovely turnaround. 2 kills into top mid, and we've got fights all over the map right now.
All of us feeling confident. You can't blame him there. Goes for another fight, doesn't win it this time. Luckily, Twist on the fallback through the banana smoke, hits the headshot onto Art, and they're just going to run with it. They said, screw it, let's go through the smoke, run in towards B, and they're going to smoke off CT. That'll negate the issue of Vinny, but Honda, very quick. Vroom. Honda coming in behind, and now Vinny about to peek out through the smoke. He just gets the kill without even needing to walk out of the smoke. Brokey falls, and now it is just Twists. 1 versus 2 for the Canadian. Looks over the top of the smoke, doesn't spot Vinny, so commits to the plant straight away. Oh, Vinny! Another couple of shots landing. It gets Twist off the bomb plant. But no kill for Vinny. He just bought time though for Honda to get into a better spot at Banana. Twist taps again, trying to take the fight in. Banana now has the info with the last remaining player. Taps again. Vinny this time hits the headshot. Twist nearly pulled that off. That's the best way you could play. That's literally the only way you can walk away with a win there. And Twist comes so close to doing it.
Vinny on Inferno though. Tale as old as time.
Yeah.
If Inferno ever gets removed from the map pool, which it probably shouldn't, at least not in the foreseeable future, sure Vinny would be a very sad man. I don't know what it is, it just seems like he just always thrives here on Inferno. You see it again there, opening up the round and then closing it as well.
He knows his angles.
We've got to pause.
Yeah, we definitely see him through the smoke, just the awareness he has. It's definitely a comfort map for him. If Vinny's sad, you know, he doesn't hit the sofa and get some snacks or comfort foods. He just loads up a matchmaking on Inferno. Gets him feeling real good again.
This is where I wish I'd come up with another chant for one of these teams here in this tech timeout, but sadly no. I guess I could go with the one I already gave you, but
we need some original content if this is going to be your fallback career, Hawker. You know, one is not enough. You can't be a one-hit wonder.
Man, yeah. Oh no.
Not good. And we've already forgotten it, so not even a catchy one-hit wonder.
I remembered it. I wrote it down.
You remembered it. I don't. Well, maybe Twitch chat too.
I have to remind everyone.
The world has gone black, but I'm back.
Ooh. Flying around the map. It was push A, push B, even when you're CT, Furia. That was it.
Yeah, that time you had a little less enthusiasm, Hawk, I will say.
It's because I already got the excitement earlier. You know, if there was a crowd, I'd be hyping them up. I'd be getting them to chant it right now. The Furia fans would be loving it.
We got to see that next time. There's a crowd event, Alex. Head out to the arena, even if you're working at the event or not. Just head out there and start hyping the crowd up. Maybe just some shoeies as you do it. But here we go. 3-2 on the board. We're right back into the action. Before we dive too far into madness, we're right back into play. Now, for Faze Clan, it's just Deagles coming into this round. So, for Furia, likely to tie up the scoreline.
Very likely. Harrigan playing in towards top banana, goes into the flames. The problem when you do that is the longer the molly ticks, the more damage it does. So when you go into the molly late round, yeah, maybe you can catch someone off guard, but you're just going to take so much damage. And once they hear it, they're going to be able to get you. Who's just got a headshot though, on towards A, and they're going for it. Oh, not anymore.
Now it's just all off Meister. And he gets taken out of play by Yuri. 3-3 as we're tied up on the board. Money again here for Faze Clan. It isn't going to be the greatest amount of cash. You will see some weaknesses in terms of Brokey having to go down to the Galil so he can get some extra utility out. The rest on AKs though. And for Furia, they continue to have everything they could possibly want. Kesserado hasn't even got a kill yet after his insane performance over on Nuke, so that's likely to change relatively quickly, I'm sure, but he has only got an MP9 in this round, so I wouldn't blame him if he didn't.
Ooh, okay, so Furia fakes the full banana control, and now they're rotating everyone back to A. FaZe might be caught off guard by this. They've got a 1-for-1 trade early. They may think the A site is weak, but in comes Vinny. Another man rotating over from B. That's something that FaZe were not ready for. And this is what I love about Furia. Some of these all-in plays early in the rounds, going for big risks, but it's a really cool way of doing it, because you know that there's going to be some utility used by FaZe if they retake banana control. So you'll probably hear that, and if you don't hear it, why not just stack 5A and hope that you can catch them out?
And it's always fun to see those pay off, right? It's always fun to see them work out. Now a twist and a Wolfmeister. to pull off an incredible 2 versus 3. With Yuri's position in pit, it's so difficult to flush this player out, especially when you have to worry about so many other angles. And eventually the fight starts coming in. Twist is paranoid about the potential flank from middle or long. And they still haven't dealt with Yuri, and this is what I'm talking about. Just getting that player out of the pit is such a big issue when you don't have utility. You've just got to try and fight him, and Twist has got in. He might actually be able to wrap around, and Yuri's aware of that. He hears the footsteps. He's got to kill the one at Olafmeister. That makes things even more difficult for Twist. He gets his kill on Yuri, but now Vinny has arrived to the party as well. He's got rid of Honda. Now just one more. Twist can't do it, though. Vinny quickly up short, gets the trade kill. A nice try from Twist. Every time he's getting himself into these scenarios where he's just one step away from completing the insane clutch. He just couldn't do it again.
It's just a really fun round in general. Like having that cool play from Furia to begin with, then seeing Faze come close to coming back into the round. A lot to like about that one, but Furia will be the happier of the two teams, of course. Flash from Art over the top towards mid. Oh, I didn't tell you, Dinko. Yesterday, I was playing some CS, and I won a 1v5 on Inferno. A proper 1v5.
In matchmaking?
It was in Faze.
Wow, impressive, honestly. Well done,
they
Alex.
kind of threw it, to be honest, because it was the last round and we were about to lose, so like 2 of them just ran at me and weren't really trying, but the stats say it's a 1v5 and that's all that matters.
When do we get these highlight videos on your YouTube channel? When
It's a very long clip. Maybe I'll get it up though, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Get that watch time up. It'll be hard. Taking 1 on Rain. And Olafmeister as well, quickly following in tandem. And Yuri, hasn't been spotted, hasn't been seen by anybody. And Carrigan, luckily, had a window of opportunity to get the trade kill, and he did that well. Just 1 kill for Faze Clan. Furia is starting to get comfortable on the CT side. There was lots to talk about on the desk, I think, just before this matchup, Alex. And I have to say, it was an absolute pleasure to listen to Maui and Faflara and talk about Inferno. And I have to say, it was really cool to understand the way there's 2 teams essentially on CT side. You have the call on each site, and it's all about the communication between both of them. And I think Inferno is quite unique in that respect. There is similarities throughout the other maps, but it really does feel like that is most present here in Inferno.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there can be some overlap at times, because you feel like you have to throw in some rounds where you have 3v early, where you have some switch-ups, and hello, we've got a lot of action at the start of this round. Yuri is slipping through the cracks here. He hears them running into top mid. He's got to deliver something early, though. They can't just sit for the 3v4 retake. Oh, yeah, that puts an end to it.
Slapped them out of play, and that's a fantastic round for Faze Clan, one that they desperately needed. And Brokey, he's hot on their heels. He's chasing after them. He doesn't want to let them save anything. And Vinny is barely alive at this point. And now Brokey's got a friend. Rain is coming up. They're encroaching on them, pinning them deep in the B site. They get rid of everything for Furia. Their money will be a very difficult spot to recover from. And Vinny, he was safe behind the sandbags. Once he peeks out, Twist takes him out of play, and it's likely that Caserado was near him. So they're going to hunt him down now. The second victim might just be on the cards. He gives away his position with a 1 bullet going off. Tried to preemptively spray on Pawn Rain's peak, but Rain will take the headshot. Faze Clan win the round, and money is definitely not in the best spot right now for Furia. So Faze Clan could get themselves in a quite comfortable position on this T side.
And that aggression down mid early helped them a lot. Twists, trades, the AWP out. Such a fast smoke lineup too, which I like. Don't have to be too precise with that to get it to land towards long. But yeah, just all action, which is always fun. I think that's how a lot of these games are starting. You see them start very free-flowing, and then if you're about to start to lose, you think to yourself, okay, maybe we've got to tighten the ship up a little bit. Lots of early nade damage, by the way. Art's down to 10 health. He was trying to make a play on Banana, but he was met with a resounding no on that AWP. And he's the main man for Furia in this round. They don't have the full buy, so they'd like him to have impact.
Yuri and Honda working together, getting 3 kills apiece, but Carrigan and Twist have also done that. And Olafmeister had a very good position after diving down into pit. So Art, with it all to do, 10 HP, no kit, no utility. An open hand for the A retake. We're seeing better chances, I'll have to say. So Arn is going to get out of there. And FaZe Clan, they're going to tie up the scoreline. 5-5. It's been a great game so far between the two teams. Similar stories to a lot of the matches we've been seeing so far in this tournament. Definitely makes a lot of sense to see them comfortable in their map picks. But here on the third map, we generally get a real banger to close out the best of threes. A lot of the games have delivered in this tournament as well, Hawken, in terms of either when we're getting games like this where you tell both teams are really putting a lot into it, or you see games like the one we had earlier on with Dignitas and Faze, and you get a lot of entertainment value. So we're just getting a lot of a good mixture of Counter-Strike, shall we say, over the last couple of days. It's been great to be a part of, and all for a good cause. You can head down to the bottom of the Twitch channel if you feel compelled to donate some money towards charities that are helping get vaccines to people that most need it in underprivileged regions of the world. And if you feel like that's something you want to donate to and help that cause, you can go down below in the Twitch channel. But we're into the action, and Furia need a bit of a donation. They don't have much money right now.
No, they really only have that saved up, so they are going to take a big risk by fully 5-man stacking this A-bomb site early. Not even really stacking the site itself, stacking more into top mid to see if they can find some early fights, and Art is sneaking, slowly but surely, creeping up on him. Oh, good awareness from Rain though, and now that AWP may be stuck in the apartments. The USP players will attempt to get there, but Rain's trying to clean it up. Oh, he almost got caught out, but I think FaZe are fine now.
Oh, Vinny gets a nice little surprise there, and Ray just peeks out. He might actually get a second kill out of it somehow, but finally Brokey running up to save the day. Olaf Meister being saved by Brokey. It's FaZe Clan who take the lead. On the T side of Inferno, they will not be complaining about this. It's been a bit of a grind. Slow to start maybe, but once they get themselves into this position, they don't want to give it away. And Olaf Meister, what a performance from him so far. 11-5, a much better showing than what we've seen. I think he had a slow start to Mirage, but closed it out in strength. I think Nuke has been a little bit of an uncomfortable affair for him at times on the CT side, but here in Inferno, off to a brilliant start. 11-5 up on the T side. He'll be looking to try and continue that performance.
Here come the back and forth nades on Banana. Furia using a lot of nades early, but not getting any map control. Certainly not getting any kills from those nades on Banana. We'll start to see that rotate back though. Furia maybe doing it again. Dinko, the 5-man rotate to A. Will FaZe be ready for it this time round? Honestly, like Inferno, you might start to see this more, just because of how hard it can be on CT to hold those sites. 5-man rotate may seem a lot, but saving isn't always an awful idea.
I think once you start to see how many people are here right now for FaZe, you're just going to quickly try and get into this B site and start throwing utility in, just trying to make sure it is clear. And once they get that info, things are looking quite ripe for the taking. And it is obviously the risky run, is the quick rotations the T's can get over to the other side of the map. You really have to figure out how they're going to get over that. Looks like there are a couple of them are sticking around, but with Kestrad starting to back off, lackey utility, you're going to have to save into the next one. And like you said, I don't hate the idea. I think it was actually quite a cool round from them. Could have worked out very well. Just in this one, FaZe hadn't really committed hard enough into the A site for it to work out perfectly, and allowed them to rotate back into B. But Furia will at least have guns to play with going into the next round.
Exactly, that's the upside of it. If you play a standard rounds there and you lose the round, you're probably not saving this many guns. You're going to have to go down to a save anyway. Whereas this is almost like hedging your bets a little bit, where you will have a pretty good buy in this round too. So you can see the logic behind it. And I mean, you see there the double peek into top mid. It worked out initially. It's just getting back to that B site once FaZe realize how many players are on A is going to be a tough ask. Furia will indeed keep on buying full rifles, full nades on the majority of the players, only Art missing out on a couple, so no biggie for them. FaZe 7-5 up, those still doing good work here on Inferno.
Or Carrigan running through the Molotovs. Oh, the flash is just perfect though from Casterado. Carrigan taken out of play. Luckily had Brokey a little bit further back, who was able to dodge all of those fights and get the trade kill quickly, so still will be a 4v4. Furia have got Yuri alongside Honda over here right now. Flashes for Rain, allows her to take position into short. Honda elevated up on the balcony. Here comes the play out. Brokey and Rain taking kills quite easily now for FaZe Clan. They've got the system working. The machine it's just clicking together. It's all working perfectly. It's well oiled. And the A-Take yet again coming in for FaZe. And they're even getting these exit kills. And Furia haven't really had much of a say in recent rounds about how these rounds are going to play out. They're just getting domed and forced back into the save, and now getting hunted in the save as well.
Yuri was trying to play... Oh, nice shot, Caserado. Yuri was trying to play an unexpected angle there, sort of up on top of the hay bale, which I like. I think it's a nice position to throw in occasionally, but the problem is you are very vulnerable to those flashes over towards top mid, and if you do get blinded, there's no way of falling back quickly, and you are basically going to be in trouble. So I don't mind the attempt from Yuri. Sometimes teams will just dry peek top mid like that, and you would have been able to get away with a free kill. But it goes the other way this time round. And the switch up for Furia, after losing a couple of rounds, will be the double AWP setup. Vinny taking one sniper over to B, while Art sticks around on A, and there's a gap in that smoke early. Could Carrigan try and make something happen here? Well, it might not matter, because Art's got the early kill.
Oh, Art and Honda with the frags, and now Yuri stepping in as well. Twist and Rain doing their best, but it's now just Twist on 2 HP. There's so many players around him, so little chance here to win here for Twist, and he gets spotted out by the backside of Art. That's a much better round from Furia. They'll be all happy with it. And they can get an 8-7 half out of this. I will not complain about that. As close as you can get it going into the second half between these two teams. Got a good buy for it. Furia with the double up setup. Art and Vinny. Double ups for Furia so often the point of excitement about this Brazilian team. So we often see more than 2 ups as well. That's the crazy thing about Furia. But let's see if it works for them. It's Art looking for the aggressive peek into mid. Brokey's there right now, but the utility's going to force him into the underpass, and Rain is actually just burnt to the Molotov as well, so a great opening for Furia. They don't even have to really risk going for these early fights, but Carrigan thinks he's got an opportunity, a timing. Out balcony, and he's 100% right about that. They had no idea that Carrigan could be there that quickly, and that has opened up the A site.
Nice utility to keep them away from long as well. And now that Brokey's got that kill into top mid, they've got an even easier time at finding their way onto A. Bomb plant should be coming through momentarily, and Furia have to go for the round. It's the last round of the half, but I'm not sure they'll be loving their chances right now.
Gotta be a... Oh, I was about to say it's gotta be a big flick, but he was faster than even I could get the words out. Nice shot from Brokey. And for the last round of the half, you've got to go for it, you've got to attempt it, but Brokey doesn't even give them a chance. No mercy when Brokey's around, and that is beautiful. Stylish close out of the first half from Brokey. And it's 9-6 for FaZe Clan. They look to be the team to go forward in this tournament. This should be a big result for them, honestly. Getting a win against Furia, getting some confidence perhaps in this tournament. So often when a team was underperforming that should have been playing well, actually, they used to go to DreamHack Opens, right? That used to be the way. Go to DreamHack Open, win the tournament, get your confidence, and then from there you go on to do much more. Maybe this is one of those tournaments where FaZe Clan, string of bad results, head into a tournament like this, maybe they can win it. Gives them a bit of confidence moving forward.
Still opportunities for Furia, though. Looking all right for FaZe right now, but got to remember, these days, most teams probably favor the T side of Inferno, if anything, or it's certainly a very balanced map, so don't count Furia out of this one just yet, especially with Vinny getting the opener here on the T side pistol. If they could come through with this pistol round win, that would be an ideal start. Putting the CTs on the back foot in terms of the economy game is always massive on this map. Dink onto Twist, and Vinny will finish the job. Now A is wide open, and Yuri's even going to spot some aggression on B. Looks like this is Furia's round right now.
Definitely. The bomb planted, Rin in Banana. Is there anything you can take out of the round? Any positive for Faze Clan? Even just preventing the clean sheet of Furia? And that's even a no. Honda domes him. 9-7. Good start to the second half for the Brazilians. Certainly can't get going on their T side. But here comes the Deagles for Faze. And we've seen the Deagles work out before at the start of this series. In this exact scenario where Furia win the pit stop, Faze can come back and bite them with these Deagles. So we'll see if they can replicate history.
Ooh, top mid nade. Does a tiny bit of damage onto Brokey. That goes down. Have got a fair few smokes on that Faze side, so it doesn't necessarily have to be the Deagles that's the main part of them winning the round. It could be holding those smokes so late on. If you do that, then Furia would be in trouble.
Yeah.
Always easy to do, but certainly something you have to consider.
Yeah, just creating chaos in the final moments, right? Smokes really delay them. When you have such limited time, you don't have as much luxury to clear out all the corners. That's when the pistols can really become a nuisance. Furia are going to throw a deep smoke hits along. They spot Brokey, but they can't get rid of him. And Brokey actually gets to change up his position and go into his library. And there's another one of those smoke shoots up for Faze Clan into Banana. All off Meister. Taking damage, not getting a kill for either side though, and Rin just jumping. They know he's around the other side of the half wall, and he's going for the spam up with the logs. He's doing damage onto Vinny somehow. Still no kill on the server. 40 seconds left, and Furia look to go into the B site. Rotation will start to come over from Faze Clan. There's no smokes left to delay here. The only player that has one is Twist, and he's not close enough to really cause an issue for them. And there's the shots coming in for Rin and Carrigan. Ketserado getting something on the Mac 10, but it's only one kill for Furia, and they have run the clock down here, Faze Clan, but not enough. The bomb plant will come through.
Bomb planted, and Twist still has that one smoke you were talking about, so he could use that for Banana, and then they could have a better chance at focusing the fights on the site. Carrigan losing out early though, are able to spray him down, and with Honda landing that headshot, it's looking better and better for Furia. They are all low on health, but FaZe don't have a way of knowing that, and clearing out all those positions in the crossfires, they decide is a task too hard to accomplish. They're going to give up on the round despite so much damage done. It was a good effort from FaZe, but Furia hold on.
Definitely worrying though for Furia, especially because they are behind. Those kind of rounds can be a nightmare, but they survive the nightmare. They come out on top. Quick reminder of the series score, 1-1 in terms of map count. You can see the scores up in the top right, 6-11 for Faze Clan on Mirage. We headed to Nuke, and that was a 16-10 win for Furia. And here on Inferno, 9-8 for Faze Clan, just barely in the lead, but that is likely to go away now in this round. They have got Deagles again, 2 players of Kevlar, but Furia have AKs on every single player. Oh, and that's the perfect start. Damage onto Rin, and then a headshot to follow through.
Good early kill for Furia. I do really like the way FaZe used their smokes in that last round though. Just touching back on that quickly. Instead of trying to keep the smokes up for the late round, they used the 2 smokes on Banana just to stop Furia from pushing B, and then they 4-man stacked A. So that's another cool way of doing it. Use your smokes to fade in presence towards a position and then stack elsewhere. Fortunately, didn't work out that time, and this round might not work out either. Olaf has given away his position on the site. He's got players all around him and tries to tuck into the smoke, but Vinny's ready for it. Another nice shot from Vinny, and that should seal the deal.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
Locked in, tied up again. We're even on the server. Brokey immediately getting the AWP out. If you remember how he closed out the first half, you'll be getting excited about that prospect. he could do something here to ignite a little bit of life in Faze in the first gun round. It's important that they get that start, at least come close, compete in this round, have some confidence on the CT side. And again, just to highlight what Maui was saying before the game got started, we are going to be looking at Twist, really stand up towards this A site. Will be the play we mostly focus in on to really step up. Art was trying a lot of these aggressive plays yesterday. A lot of them were working, not this time. Carrigan stops it.
He'll happily go back to the bomb site, leaving Rain to hold Banana, but Rain loses out, does a lot of damage, but no kill. And look at the response. They realize Carrigan could be low on health, so they try and just go for the throat, and it pays off for Furia. Honda gets that early kill. The CT smoke is off, but I don't think it's going to matter. They've got the bomb down on B. They've got such a strong position that Faze can't do anything about it. And I wonder whether they saw it was Carrigan getting that early kill and they knew maybe they'd done some damage to him. They knew maybe he was going to be solo holding B after Rain fell so that they can just go in and force that fight. It definitely worked out for them either way.
So for Furia, it is the lead. And for Faze Clan, at least weapons for the next round. Really trying this being positive thing, Hawker. You know, at least they've got weapons in the next round. Any positive I can find. When we get into this one, we'll see what Brokey can do. Because I really do feel if Brokey just gets that opportunity, he's going to be able to capitalize. But I think over on Nuke, Fury did a very good job at silencing the opportunities for Twists. They can do that in the CT side, kind of silence the opportunities for Brokey on that AWP. Things can get rough, and then we'll start to see Brokey maybe feel a little bit more pressure on himself to go and get those opportunities to really open things up. So that's where a few more risks will start to come in from Faze Clan. I want to see if Art attempts the aggression up Banana again, because he is pretty relentless in doing that. Even if he loses, he just goes again.
Smoke deployed by Queserato to stop this aggression, but it's the shots that'll stop it. Honda and Queserato both getting kills on B. Faze had to try and force it through the smoke that Queserato put into top Banana. That just made it a bit too awkward for them. And now Faze decide it's time to just take a huge risk. Everyone rotating over to B. A full B stack might be a decent decision though. Brokey's got an early shot to land. And Furia might be having some second thoughts right now, especially as Brokey lands the second shot.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of round Brokey can pull out if given those opportunities. He's giving Faze the chance to do this again. He's made his rotation over. He's at the library. He's being pretty loud in the library. Maybe get kicked out by the librarian. Luckily forced out. Goes forward. That smoke keeping him at bay for the meantime, and that does give Furia some time to get the bomb planted and the re-smoke up as well at Moto. Always frustrating. This is one of the most frustrating smokes to play with if you're a CT. It's just so difficult to get out of. There's no real opportunity. There's no little corner you can climb into and really force an angle. You go through that smoke and you just die because you've got pit, graveyard, and the site, or even balcony. There's so many angles you've got to worry about. So going through that Moto smoke is death for a CT on the retake. And when you just keep re-smoking it over and over again, there's no chance for Faze Clan. Even though Brokey gets 2 kills, there's 2 Moto smokes, just end the round.
Yeah, just losing those players so early in the round is always going to make it tough, because you know that Furia still have a lot of nades to use effectively. Nice awareness from Furia that A would be the weaker of the 2 sites. This was the early aggression. You see Honda just gets a little line of sight before that smoke blooms, so he can spam roughly to the right position, and then Queserato does one better and just goes through the smoke. And even though these shots from Brokey were really nice, the second one specifically, wide swinging through the smoke, was a huge risk that paid off, but it still wasn't enough. As you pointed out, they can't get back to A in time, and Furia are running away with things here, honestly. They've won all 5 of the T rounds so far in this second half.
Faze used up a lot of utility at the start of this round, and nothing got out of it until with Banana. Brokey gets something on the other side of the map, though. Yuri tries to test his luck, and Brokey takes him out of play. He's repositioned quickly. This is something Brokey's doing very well. He's all over the place, but he hits the shot, but it's not enough damage due to it going through the clipping on the edge of the wall. So just about getting away with his life, Honda decides to try and take that AWP out of play and does it very well.
Comes a bit of counter-aggression from the CTs. Going ahead and smoking banana to make sure that top banana's clear for the time being. With that smoke up, they'll rotate a third man back to A. It's not the correct call right now, though. They've left this B site weak. Twist is the one man close by on the rotate, and at least Rain has a smoke which could slow things down, but you've got to rely on that smoke stopping them, and I think Furia will probably just try and push through it with some flashes.
Yeah, that's the Furia way, and Rain is going to drop back, changes up his position, and actually commits to the site. He can do a better job at delaying, and somehow, some way, that Molotov has not spread to him, so he's able to hold his position down, holding down the fort with one kill. It delays him for a little bit, but not enough. He would have liked to have got another kill out of that, or just at least been able to stay alive, and Twist doesn't get the angle to deny the bomb plant, so Furia will get the bomb planted. The 3v3 post plant has to play out. Art with a good opening kill, but Carrigan catches the swing, but Art is hitting every shot close. We talked about this earlier. Art sometimes just uses that AWP as a shotgun, and those are some ridiculous close quarter kills coming in from Art, and that's enough to scare away FaZe Clan. That's enough for a 12th round of Furia, and if FaZe aren't careful, Furia could just run away with the second half.
Starting to get to that sort of position. And this is what I was talking about earlier with Furia winning the pistol. You have that ability to just constantly force that CT economy into bad spots. Here it's okay. They've still got a good enough amount of money in the bank, but earlier in the half it was a factor, and yeah, a bit of a shame for Brokey that he didn't get this second kill, because that first shot was sublime. Second was good, but didn't do enough damage for the kill outright. And then in the late round, these shots from Art were all important. Second shot especially, not easy to hit. He had to swing to trade his teammate, but he made sure he landed that shot. And Furia again, just continuing to look great on this T side. See if they can keep it up, or if FaZe can finally come through with a CT round win. Oh, ouch.
Ouch indeed. The playmaker from the previous map, Caserado, has been quite an inferno once again. Tasting bad luck, getting taken down to 21, and that's far better from FaZe. They've been using a lot of utility at the start of these rounds, some of it being pretty ineffective, but that time they do damage. They run through the top mid-smoke. Olafmeister does well to get one there. I thought he was about to get overwhelmed. Eventually gets traded out by Yuri. 3 players from FaZe over here on A. They keep one over towards the B site.
Ooh, careful, Art. Yeah, get out of there.
Yeah.
He had the bomb. If Carrigan would have swung on him, it could have been round over, but he gets away just before Carrigan peaks.
Art definitely likes to dance with fire. Throwing some utility. Look at this. Look at the rotation it's pulling out of FaZe. They're getting everybody off the site. And Brokey's the only one hanging around. And Furia haven't committed into the B site. They've got to realize that shortly. And this gamble, this quick rotation from FaZe Clan is about to cost them the round. Brokey has to go nuclear on the hold. He's looked away. Yuri's got up. The barrel goes behind the corner. They know they're short now. Rotation should start to come back. Brokey gets the collateral. He goes back for more. This is the round they needed. And Brokey slows them completely. He brings it to a halt. And the round is done for Furia. Art is trying his best, but there's no time to win the round. It's going to be FaZe Clan getting 10 rounds on the board. And when they need a player to stand tall, is Brokey, who hangs around to the final second and ends up getting the collateral.
I think maybe part of the reason why FaZe were so comfortable with that full rotate over to B was because they knew that Furia had used so much utility early in the round on the top mid play. Then they used the rest of their utility, dumping it on the B site, and so they have no nades left as they go back into A. And that means that the AWP can do something on the A site alone. There aren't going to be flashes coming at Brokey. There aren't going to be smokes to cut off his position. So even though it is a risky spot, he could have absolutely been pushed from long and flanked out there. He just took that risk of focusing on short. With little time left on the clock, he assumed that's where the focus from Furia would be. And obviously the lineup is a little fortunate, but you can't complain with the outcome of it. Finally, Faze get another round win, and weirdly enough, they've gone with 5 silenced M4s. When was the last time you saw that?
2016 maybe, 2017 feels like. It's definitely always been M4A4 presence, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, the weapons are much cheaper, etc. I think the print streams brought it back into fashion as well. Maybe a part of it, actually. As much as I joke about that, I think it probably is a little bit more, because the print stream is such a cool skin. I think some players have actually just switched over because of the print stream. I'm sure a few have.
Just getting to that point where I feel like the M4A1S in pro play now, it's actually in an okay spot, it seems, where quite a few pros are actually pretty happy picking it up, which I like. I guess Inferno's not a bad map for it either, with a lot of possible smoke spams.
I wish you could buy both. I wish you could buy both, Alex. Then I'd actually have skins for both guns. Well, Carrigan going forward, called down to play Brokey as well, getting a kill onto Vinny. 4v3 at the start of this one, a chaotic start to the round, but luckily Yuri trading out onto Twist, who just kept going down Banana. And that is going to give away that man advantage that FaZe Clan fought so hard for. What is the call from Furia? It looks like they're just going to commit to B. And Rain has done well here time and time again. Can he hold them off? Can he get a kill? He's got a good position for it, but Art is so quick on the trigger. Luckily, they have got Brokey, who's made the quick rotation over to the B site, but they're going to dump utility on him. Doesn't spread. It doesn't look like it's going to catch him out, so he's going to play from second oranges, close to the corner. Serrata comes swinging, that's the bomb down. Spacing is a little bit off, but Yuri's quick on the headshot. And Olofmeister, he's got to pull off the 1 versus 2 retake of the B site. On the edge of the CT smoke, it begins to fade away. It doesn't reveal much. And Olofmeister realizes this round becomes extremely difficult. No kit in that time is ticking. He's got to figure out where they're playing from, and Art just gets the perfect timing on the peak. Another fantastic round out of him. A 13th added to the tally of Furia.
Shot from Art helps them so much. I like the position that Brokey took too, because I think it's going to be quite common when players are swinging, they're looking at triple box, and Brokey was in a spot where he could maybe catch those players if they swung it wide, and they wouldn't be expecting his angle. He took a slightly wider angle than maybe some other players would take in that position, which I think was a decent idea, but it was always going to be difficult to perform to the level he needed to there in that 2v3. Probably needed a double kill to give his teammate the best possible chance. That nade is dead on. Rain's down to 3 health from 1 HE grenade. $300 well spent.
Yeah, what a bang for your buck right there. That's the definition. Looking at top Banana prevents early kills at least coming in onto the defense. Gotta feel like it is a matter of time before FaZe Clan go down, but we did notice a few rounds prior when they did have these smokes, they did a very good job at delaying Furia, running that clock down into the 20-second mark, and nearly enough chaos was created for the round win. But Furia know these kind of rounds are not easy by any means. FaZe Clan can definitely use that utility, get themselves into a solid spot. And with 45 seconds, 2 players in Banana for Furia, leaving their options open with 3 in towards top middle. The standard setup from FaZe. Utility dumped onto the B site, Carry can go swing it across to the site itself. Let's try and strengthen this attack, and they're ready for a B split here. Twitch has gone out, it's one on the Deagle. Can he get anything out of it? He can't get the second just yet, but he stayed alive. And that gives him opportunities to maybe do more. Olofmeister coming down Boiler, they're running past him, he can hear the footsteps, he notices the play into the A site. He's got to make sure the Twist is ready, and Olofmeister catches the timing, 2 kills out to the AK. Can't get the third, and now it's Twist in towards the site itself. 9 seconds, they haven't checked him. It's the Deagles that come out on top. It's the chaos for FaZe Clan yet again. And Olofmeister is the hero in this one.
It's so well played by Olof too. Once he hears that other player running in through mid, there's a chance that Olaf would think to himself, okay, maybe I just take that fight because I can get that free AK. But Olaf realizes with such little time left on the clock, and the fact that there's a smoke up ahead of him, he can walk through the smoke and the player behind won't have the chance to see him. So he gets the first kill, then he can just fully focus on that one man that he knows is behind because he knows the exact positions of the players. It's not easy to make those decisions in the heat of the moment. A lot of players might mess that up. A lot of players might just try and take a fight top mid or try and fully fight in towards those short players. But instead, he just survives for those extra few seconds, which makes it so that Furia have even less time to clear the site itself. Really smart play there. I love how Olaf played that. I think he did pretty much everything right to win his team that round. And now, out of nowhere, Furia have to go ahead and take a low buy. And once again, it's Art who's calling for that AWP to go straight into his hands on this hero AWP round.
Often the hero, often the player that gets the weapon in these kind of rounds because he can do so much with it. Falls around his own success. I like that though. I like an in-game leader that is confident in their own ability. A lot of the time the common philosophy will be, if you're an in-game leader, give the weapon to the best player in your team, but Art is very confident to take it into his own hands. But Carrigan, he's got the AWP and he's taken out the battle of in-game leaders. He's won. And Art is down and Carrigan's re-peeking. He wants a little more. Even with the flash coming in, he still gets Honda.
It's always hard to know what to do there as the team. Do you peek instantly to try and get him while he's blind, or do you wait for him to shoot? Because oftentimes that AWP is going to shoot when it gets flashed and then just back away. Honda was hoping he could just get the drop on Carrigan to begin with, but unfortunately it lines up perfectly timing-wise. And a nice off-angle from Rain in towards the sandbags should help them confirm this round. Furia sitting back and seeing what he can do, but Rain still hanging around. One more kill for him. And Yuri could very well think about saving that AWP here with such little time left.
At least the AWP can get saved over. That's the positive here for Furia. For the time being, FaZe Clan are aware that there was an AWP in play. They would like to eliminate that if possible, but it's all about finding him. And Twist is prowling around the streets, but Yuri is hiding away. Here comes Brokey right into the AWP. Yuri is ready for that and gets the AWP into the next one. 12 rounds for FaZe Clan. This game is completely open. No one knows where this one's going to go. And I love the way in Counter-Strike, you know, obviously a lot of people will complain a lot about the deagles and the body shots, etc., but you can't deny it does make it quite exciting when you can win those kind of rounds, and a team that's looking down and out just wins one of those rounds with the deagles, and suddenly they're right back in things, and the game's completely open again in round 26.
Top mid smoke for Faze, thrown from spawn. Become very popular nowadays. Oh, Rain is caught out early, Art with the aggression, and now Carrigan committed to the angle, but Honda wins the fight. Dink lands, but Honda replies with the headshot of the AK. This nade could still do something onto the site, but it's not in the right place. It's the flashes through for Twist. He's trying to see what he can do, but he's just taking so much damage, and Furia makes something out of nothing. The B rush works out.
That's a Furia round all over again. Rush B. You know, ever in doubt, just rush the B site. Art running forward with the MAC-10, of course. Ren's completely caught off guard. Maybe it is some of the slower rounds we've had. You know, there is some aggression, but that's a straight up just rush B. Beautiful stuff coming in. Nice little headshot from Olaf Meister. Furia. In the late rounds as well, especially when we're here in the final dying embers of Inferno, those kind of rounds can be so effective and really impactful. You lose that round, and okay, your money is likely not in the best case scenario, right? But you get on top of the site, you get the bomb plant, which is a good result, also winning the round. So now Furia 14-12 up. Every round matters when you get this late in the game. And FaZe Clan, they picked up the offer Brokey, they've got the buyout again, but it's so important that they win this one. Otherwise, we are looking at maybe FaZe Clan crumbling in the final moments. Furia are one away from map and series point.
Nade down mid does some good damage, but it's not going to slow Furia's approach into A. into top mid more specifically. Vinny's going to get all the control because FaZe have decided to play it passively. They do have banana control though. That can on the rotate. And Rain with 2 through the smoke. We talked about the M4A when S able to spam through. Well, I didn't expect him to get 2 out of it though.
No, that's insane from Rain. He'll definitely be rubbing his hands together with a little bit of luck going his way there. But here come Furia playing to the B side. 3 players running into 2. It's Carrigan getting a double this time in ring. He's not even going to be able to close it out. It's Carrigan that gets the 3K. Fantastic hold of the B side. Furia, they run up middle. They initially try and show that they're going there. And he takes some control of Vinny throwing the smoke down on the molly. They turn it back into the final hit into the B side. Range is getting the double. They continue to bombard him, even with 3 players. And Carrigan sweeps them up with 3. Oh, this game has everything. But it's Furia once again on one of these scrappy buys. Tech 9s, Mac 10s, Galil, and 1 AK.
And when you're 14-13 up, it is kind of scary having this buy and no money in the bank, but scary isn't something that Furia care about. They try and go again into banana, but this time, FaZe are ready for them. They get the early kill, and I think they've taken the sting out of the early attack.
There's the sting back. There's the sting back. Right in the back. It's Poison Ivies. It doesn't go away. Honda at least getting that trade out. I thought, Rain is ready this time. Nah, you're not going to get me twice with that same play. I'm ready this time around. Tries to walk back, and Honda just waiting for him to walk back into the B side. So kill in for Furia. And now they look for the B side attack, and FaZe Clan are banking on it being an A hit. Furia are not going to end this round on the A-bomb side. They're going to test Carrigan again. He was fantastic in the last round, but can he do it here? Holding for the pillar as they come on through. It's not a single kill for the Danish in-game leader. From Brokey, there's a gap to play with, and luckily he's successful in finding Yuri, so it is still an equilibrium of a 3v3. With the bomb down, there's the post plant set up. Honda in new box, Art at dark. And then he's just in front of the grill. And Brokey's holding for a mistake to come in, and it would be Honda, the young player, who is waiting the mistake to come on. Olofmeister realizes setting up with a flash that they go on in to play with it, and that's the kill. Brokey finally gets his reward on the Honda swing, and Brokey needs another one but cannot get it. It's Vinny on the double, and Olofmeister's running deep into the side. He needs these kills quickly. He's found one on Art and knows where Vinny's going, but can he stick the bomb? He's going to get in the corner and hold it. Now off it again, and Vinny in with a headshot. Furia up 15-13, map and series point. We're closing the day with a beautiful game of Counter-Strike, and it's up in the air up until this point, but Furia, they look to try and close it in this round, but here comes FaZe Clan with another buy.
Oh, the boost up from Honda is what got them the early kill. Then they run it into B, they get the early frags, but in the post plant it still looks scary. When Art goes down early, Vinny has to come in and help out, and he definitely did exactly that. Great play from Vinny. Give his team the round. Yeah, this has been such a topsy-turvy game. Quesarado caught on the same play. Surely Furia can't find anything out of it this time. The nades haven't even hit that well. Art's down to 31 health. Might be time to call off that early B aggression.
This time they're not getting that trade kill. This time they're not able to find Rain. So the initial aggression not working out for Furia. And FaZe Clan maintain the man advantage. Although it is Furia that are edging ahead in these rounds, they've never really done it comfortably. They've never really had the weapons for it. The buy has always looked pretty shoddy. The utility's not quite been there. They're just bringing the game down to a level where it's just sheer chaos. And that is where Furia thrive, but they've got to recreate that time and time again if they want to replicate these round wins. This shot from Brokey and a kill from Vinny out of the apartments, but Carrigan, good kill onto Art. It's at least keeping the player count even. But now it's down into an advantage for FaZe Clan, and 43 seconds left. Vinny did get a kill from the apartments, but he didn't walk out, and finally dropping down, but didn't spot Olofmeister. And he's got teammates over here this time. 15-14. FaZe Clan not dying. They're not giving it away. And look at the money for Furia. How many times can you get away with a B-rush?
That's the thing, right? Firstly, FaZe are just the kings of losing close games recently. And secondly, I feel like it would be the most Furia way to win this round with just some sort of rush. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm going to stay fully focused here for round 30. We have got an AK out for Art. We have some other weapons in the mix for Furia. Not too many nades for them, but Ard is going to go straight through the flames. It's the same play again, and this time FaZe don't even want to fight him.
Yeah, just let Art be right now. We'll figure out. Maybe we've got the Art defense systems up on the boost, but he's still ready for it. Oh my god! Art just predicts the double boost, and he gets both kills towards the back of the site, and that might just be enough here for Furia. Art is incredible. That is just brilliant from Art coming in. And now it's all crumbling for FaZe Clan. The pressure mounting, and it's crumbling right beneath them. They go for the boost over the top, but Twist needs a kill quickly, and now he hasn't found a thing. Furia re-smoke off CT, flash, Twist off. The bomb hasn't even gone down yet, and finally it will, but just before a headshot landed through the smoke, and Twist goes down as well. 16-14, Furia come out on top in the series. What a game to close out the day, Hawker.
What a game indeed, and you know what? To try and break it down, we've got three lovely gentlemen over on the desk to go ahead and give us their thoughts on this one.
Thank you so much. Yes. Oh, wow. What a series. That was, I thought, going to overtime for a second there. We were almost caught off guard. I actually genuinely thought there was going to be more in that game, but here we are, and we have our winner and our decider for the playoffs. Maui Snake for Flair, and I think you guys saw the end coming perhaps a little bit sooner than I did even.
That was really a close one, and I think that